हेलो, हरिओम, नमस्ते। अम, आज हम जॉइन कर रहे हैं गीता दी, मधु जी के साथ। आज हमारा टॉपिक कुछ डिफरेंट है, क्योंकि डिस्कशन आज हम जिसके बारे में करने वाले हैं, एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट आता है एज a survivor, as a warrior, as a fighter, and the survival instincts जो हम सबने सीखे हैं post COVID. We are going to be talking today about things that have happened with COVID, how COVID, one of us has, survived, and how we can move forward seeing the positive things that we have learned from COVID. So I brought in and I was talking to a few of my friends, and I decided to bring them on board and talk about something positive post this COVID and shed some positive light, because there's a lot of sadness going around for COVID related victims and families that we've lost. And again, there's a practice that we are trying to keep mind and health and spirit in, uplifting way, in positive manner. So I would like to not waste any time. I want to welcome Geeta Di, Madhu Di, and Gauri Di. Thank you for joining. I will share that because of this COVID, for me, I'm glad you all came in my life. I'm grateful for learning through the relationships that you make in this post COVID times, and how important it is to maintain those relationships. And I am growing every day through learning with you all. So for me, you guys are my light and my tunnel for channeling through these dark, hard times, which is post COVID almost, where I have started to go back to office and I don't feel comfortable anymore being around people. I have panic attacks being in restaurants, being around too many people. So my own dilemmas, but I would like to let you all share. Geetadi, would you like to share? Or would we like to share with Madhudi first, or um, you're on mute?
Sorry. I request Madhudi to go first. She's okay with that.
Well, it depends on what you want me to say. Do you want me to say about any positive thing that this COVID has brought? Do you want me to say that, or do you want me to say about the problems that it has created among all stratas of society?
I think then maybe we can first start with a survivor of COVID that we have amongst us. Can we work with them and see what they went through, and then we can see some light through
So,
that?
yeah, so I think that Gauri would be the best to talk first then.
Okay. Hi, Gauri. How are you feeling? Gauri Di, you can hear me? Can you hear me, Gauri Di? I don't
Hi
think you can hear me.
Karunati, hi Madhuti. Oh, I'm better. I'm better. I'm much better. But this person is not going to leave me so easily. Yes, Corona. The infection left me for 10 days ago, but the side effects are not going to leave me for another month. That's what doctor has confirmed, and he just said, "Don't worry, don't fear," and he's asked me to follow certain instructions. So I am doing that religiously, even if I don't like it. If even if I want to run away from it, that is the best thing for me. Yeah, I survived because I was home quarantined. My infection level was actually not very high, but it was still, my score was 10. My score was 10. It was 2 points more. They would have recommended me to go to the hospital. So I chose not to go to the hospital. My family is away. I'm all alone in the house with God's grace. Being in a city like Mumbai, I have good neighbors who are looking after my food. They are monitoring me. They monitored my health regularly. I have some COVID survivors around, so they had an access to me to keep an eye on me. But overall, the experiences for last 1 month from the 2nd of May, I am all alone in the house. It has never happened before that I have um, I'm alone with complete isolation, doors closed on the world. Yes, initially it was scary because I had fever, I had giddiness, there was no hunger. I was using the washroom frequently. Probably the count, if I go to count it every 10 minutes, I had to run to the washroom without any strength, without anybody around, and that's quite scary. I will confess, it scared the shit out of me. But then I was told, don't be scared because fear is the biggest enemy of this virus. My doctor constantly kept telling me, even now he tells me, Gauri, don't fear. It's okay that if you don't feel good at times, you feel shaky, you feel that you're going to fall off. It's okay to feel all of that. It's okay to feel dehydrated. It's okay if you feel that you have a diarrhea, you vomit. It's all okay. It's all normal unless you feel you know that तू चक्कर आके गिरने नहीं वाली है. Till the time you don't faint, you're good. You're good. So he said, keep your eyes open. And constantly, what I'm doing is, I have this lassi glass, which is around 700 ml the capacity. I add 1 teaspoon sugar and almost 1/4 teaspoon salt. It is saline water, which is my constant intake. It's my constant intake. I have to take care of my food. It has to be nutritious, it has to be home cooked and without spices. I cannot eat food that I can't digest, that is the sprouts. So, the basic source of proteins. I rely on small portions of eggs, chicken, fish, that too without spices. Yes, I have been told to eat every 2 hours. I eat small portions, very very small portions, but I have to eat every 2 hours. It's after a month it's become a habit. I take 100 ml protein shakes with some fruit, protein powder, and no milk. No milk. It's been 4 days that I've started taking milk in tea or coffee. Otherwise, it was absolutely no dairy products because there is a fear of infection. Cough hota hai, just milk, dairy products leads to a lot of cough congestion. So avoid that. Yes, and lot of rest, lot of sleep, and lot of water. Yes, I that's how I that was my routine. That has been my routine. And then as far as the medication was concerned, I rely on Ayurveda. I cannot, my body cannot sustain allopathy. So I had to rely on my family doctor. He said, till the fever goes down, apart from a very mild paracetamol to control my fever, no other medicine. From the very first day, I was following three things very religiously. First, gargle with turmeric and salt and lukewarm water 5 times a day. Two, steam 7 times a day in a very specific manner. ऐसा नहीं कि बस स्टीम के मशीन के अंदर मुंह डाल दिया and you are done. No, you have to breathe, inhale that steam 15 times by nose and 15 times by throat and stop it there. No excessive steam. That I had to do that 5 times, 5 to 7 times. Now I do it just twice. And minimum 1.5 liters of warm to hot water. आप जितना गर्म जितना ज़्यादा गर्म पी सकते हो उतना ज़्यादा गर्म पीना है. Yes, then people say that don't eat sugar, ज़्यादा मीठा मत खाओ, ये मत करो, वो मत करो. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. दूध शक्कर नहीं खाओगे तो एनर्जी कहाँ से आएगी? Yes, in India, we heavily rely on porridge, sweet porridge. So that has to be sweet. It gives you energy. So I relied on sugar, and I survived there. So ऐसा नहीं है that ज़्यादा मीठा खाने से शुगर हाई होता है. नहीं, because I was home quarantine and I was on home medication, I needed strength. I even now need strength, so I have to rely. The fastest source of glucose is sugar. Yes, so you have no choice. There are times when I just get up, drink water, and I sit down, hup, because there is no energy and you don't realize it. So I have a bottle of sugar kept next to me. I just add it in my water and I have it. Extra sugar to my water and I drink it. Within minutes, I get my energy back. Yes. So this is what I've been following. I had fever for 3 days, ranging between 100 and 101. That's it. It didn't cross more. The infection was there almost for 15 days. After 15 days, I tested negative. That is on the 19th. Yeah, 19 my test. I did my test. 28th the results were out. And since then, every day is a new day for me because I have never experienced this weakness despite going to treks, picnics, campings. No, I have never experienced this. There is a constant pain in your body. There is constant tingling, as a tingling sensation in some part of your body. From head to toe, कहीं पर भी हो सकता है. Parul, I'm not audible. Am I audible?
Your voice is like a little low, maybe. Just a little low.
Okay, now can you hear me? Hello, hello. Now can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it better? Is it better? Parul,
Mm,
is it better? Yeah.
I think Paruldi will connect again. She got dropped.
Okay,
Um,
okay. So let's continue before I lose out on my strength and I have to drop out. The constant thing I'm facing is dryness of my throat. I still can't smell anything. There is no taste. And one thing which is unique in me is I still don't feel hungry. There are people who would say that भूख लगती है, बहुत भूख लगती है. I'm one of those few people. I have to literally force myself. I've trained my brain. खाएगी नहीं तो मर जाएगी. To eat one sandwich, egg sandwich with vegetables, toast and grill sandwich, it takes me around 25 minutes. That is half an hour. Because I have to literally, there is no taste in my on my tongue. I often tell my friend, I often talk to Geeta, I tell her, मेरे को मसालेदार चिकन बिरयानी ला दे यार. But that's too far for me yet. It's not right for me because oil and spices together, I can eat spices, but I can't eat it with, oil fried. And I am still yet to figure out a recipe where I can't fry it in oil. But thanks to my neighbors, she manages something. So now basically, I am dealing with my weakness. Every day is a new day. One day I get up where my hands and legs don't move. One day I get up with a choked throat. I drink hot water, I get normal. One day I'm not able to pull my body up. Yes, Then there are times when I struggle with my gut. Yes, there are times when every day morning, first half an hour, 45 minutes is a new struggle. And I've stopped thinking about it. कि अभी क्या होगा? Yes, no. I'm like, let me face what comes my way. And doctors told me one thing: the minute you get tired, put everything aside, drink a glass of water, and go to sleep. That has to be my routine for next 60 days at least. Yeah. Now this is what has been my routine with the dealing with the disease. Coming back to my emotional state, trust me, if it wasn't for my family, friends, and neighbors, I would have gone mad. I would have become a psychopath. Because in India आदत नहीं होती है बीमार बीमार को um, बीमार को अकेला छोड़ने की. यस, बट अभी हालत ऐसी है छोड़ना ही पड़ता है, अदरवाइज एवरीवन एल्स विल गेट अफेक्टेड. It was very scary. I wanted to cry. There were times when I wanted to cry, I wanted to shout, I wanted to run. There were panic attacks, there were anxiety attacks. But I had my friends, wonderful friends like you, my college friends, my professional friends, who kept me busy. फोन कर करके मुझे बिजी रखा. तू ठीक है? तू क्या कर रही है? रात को 2 बजे फोन करके पूछते थे, तू क्या कर रही है? तू ठीक है? नहीं भाई, सोने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. अच्छा, तो बात करेगी थोड़ी देर? So you know they kept अरे कर ना थोड़ी बात. I was like, what are these people up to? But I think they realize that people and talking is what would keep me awake. Anxiety बहुत हुई, डर बहुत लगा. But then doctor said you will go through all this, but keep yourself away from it, because any kind of negative emotion, it works on the vibes. It works on the vibes because as I was not on any medication.
Kariti, your voice is losing again. You're it's coming going low.
अभी नो, अब मेरे गले से आवाज नहीं
It
निकल
was
रही. अभी
fading a
ठीक है?
bit, yes.
अभी ठीक है?
Yeah.
Now am I okay? Just give me a moment, I'll drink some water.
I'll drink some water too.
Thank you. When I drink water, there is a shooting pain in my stomach because every muscle in my body has gone weak. So it reacts to anything and everything. I get up, I have a pain. I sleep, I have a pain. I go to washroom, I have a pain. I eat something, I have a pain. Yes, and it scares you. When I'm drinking water, suddenly it starts paining on my this part, just below my throat. डर लगता है कहीं इन्फेक्शन तो नहीं हो गया. कुछ नहीं हुआ. बट इट्स माई साइकोलॉजी दैट सेज कुछ तो हुआ है, क्योंकि हम लोग इतना पढ़ चुके हैं, इतना देख चुके हैं. आई हैव स्टॉप्ड वाचिंग ऑल द न्यूज़ ऑन मीडिया. नथिंग, आई डोंट सी एनीथिंग अबाउट कोविड. मैं सुनती नहीं, देखती नहीं, बोलती नहीं. यस, मेरे को हर वक्त ये परेशान करता था कि मुझे ऑक्सीजन क्यों नहीं लगाया. Why am I not given oxygen cylinder? I used to ask my neighbors, Mira, am I breathing oxygen? So they used to check it. They are like, सब ठीक है गौरी, don't worry, सब ठीक है. But why I don't feel as if I'm not, why I feel I'm not breathing oxygen? कुछ नहीं, सो जा, just watch some movie, eat something, you'll feel better. That's how I took probably 3 hours every day. उसके आगे मैं देखती नहीं थी. ये 3 घंटे ठीक चले जाए, फिर आगे का आगे देखेंगे. Yes, that is how I am spending my days. Um, I have a neighbor with me who actually came to accompany me and look after me. She's a COVID survivor herself. After almost 1 month, उसकी her immunity did not improve. So, am I still not audible?
Like
Hello.
in, I think in between the because maybe you moved back or something, the voice got lower.
अभी ठीक है? अभी ठीक है? Hello. Yeah. Okay. So that's all about it. हर चीज़ को मैंने फेस किया है. लोनलीनेस इज द बिगेस्ट डेविल. कोरोना से भी बड़ा शैतान होता है लोनलीनेस. I don't see people. I don't talk to them. Come on, thanks to your technology, I at least see people. I talk to my parents every day. मैं उनको देखती हूँ, वो मुझे देखते हैं. But I miss that physical presence. I miss that touch. You know, अभी ऐसा लगता है कि चलो सब सब जाए भाड़ में. I need my people around. I can fight with, I can talk to, I can share, I can discuss. मैं जिद कर सकती हूँ, right? So all the kinds of negative talk, you say a negative emotion, and I have gone through it. I have seriously gone through it. It is not easy, but it is not impossible. You just look at the positives that you're getting better. Your infection is not, you've not allowed the infection to get serious. You've taken all the precautions. You eat food on time. You like it, you do it. हंस हंस के खाती थी. I used to enjoy my food. I used to talk to the food without, जब भी उसमें टेस्ट नहीं आता है फिर भी आई विल लाइक वाओ, आज मैं पालक की सब्जी खा रही हूँ. आई एम ईटिंग चिकन टुडे. वो चिकन को देख के ही पता चलता था कि प्रोबेबली इट इज टेस्टी, पर मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. एंड माय नेबर गिव्स मी टिफिन. शी वाज लाइक आई हैव एडेड दिस, आई हैव एडेड दैट, मैंने ऐसा किया, मैंने वैसा किया. एंड आई वाज लाइक अच्छा, गुड, इट्स नाइस, इट्स टेस्टी. पता नहीं मेरी टेस्ट वापस कब आएगी. But yes, one thing, because of my habit of drinking water, lots of water, I was saved of two things. One is diarrhea, and second is mouth ulcers, and third is acidity. These are the three things people 100% COVID patients face. This is what doctor has told me. But thanks to the way I drink water, I kind of I overdo it. Normally also I drink around 4 to 5 liters of water. During this time, exceeded to around 10 liters. So I actually measure how much water I drink. So probably that is helping me from all these serious side effects. This is what I assume. Now I'm much better. अभी भी आई एम सिटिंग, माई बैक हैज स्टिफened. ऐसे लग रहा है मेरी रीढ़ की हड्डी नहीं है, वहाँ पे एक रॉड डाल के रखा है. राइट फ्रॉम दिस पार्ट टू द हिप बोन, my entire back is paining. I can feel like, you know, like for 15-20 days I've not, I'm sitting vertical, I've not gone horizontal. So that is my experience. And I have another 10 days when I can get my family back. So I'm waiting for it, along with my family, my taste, my smell, my normal body, which I miss a lot. Yes, all this I miss. But I'm grateful to God that I survived. I survived. Yes. So no hospitals, no oxygen cylinders, no steroids, no scary places, no ambulances, nothing. And I would like to tell all the people that around 80% people in Mumbai in last 2 months have recovered wonderfully at home, and they are not facing any after effects which are serious. Right? So please do not spread rumors. Yes, there are serious cases, I will not deny that, but not everyone goes through the same pattern. ऐसा नहीं बोलना कि अरे कोरोना हो गया तो बस सब हो गया. अब कुछ नहीं हो सकता, ये फंगस वो फंगस नहीं, प्लीज बी पॉजिटिव, be happy, and look at it, treat it like a normal flu with added precautions. That's it. Thank you, Karuna Di, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience. Yes, I hope, I sincerely hope it helps a lot of people out there.
No, Gauri, thank you. You're a survivor. हमने तो रोज आपको फोटोज खाने के भेज भेज के दिखाया कि don't forget, when you get better, like this is what your finish line is. So, but you did everything on your own, and however you did, no one can do it alone. And you've done it alone, which is a big thing. कितने लोगों की families होती हैं, husbands होते हैं, सास होती है, या कोई ना तो कोई होता है. And doing it alone is not like एक दिन कभी बुखार down होने से मैं तो नहीं, I don't have that willpower. It's your willpower, it is all your willpower.
It is God gift, वो भगवान ने दे दिया. He gave me that strength to survive. आज I'm confessing, I don't know how I sailed through those 4 days. It is only that Almighty I believe in who gave me that strength. Probably prayers from my family, my friends, they kept on reaching me constantly. हम लोग बोलते हैं मंत्र जाप is very powerful. दुनिया की किसी भी कोने में आप चैंट करो अपने हिंदू शास्त्र के मंत्र को, वो आप तक पहुंच ही जाता है. Yes, so probably the prayers, the chants of my well wishers, my loved ones helped me sail through.
Thank you, Gauri. I think Geeta Di has been your strength also. Everybody, Madhuri and Parul has also been your strength.
Oh
Um,
yes, of
unlike
course.
the
I
last.
would like to mention two people specifically. One is Geeta Di. Without fail सुबह उठ के मुझे फोन करती थी, कैसी है गौरी, खाना खाया क्या. And second is Renu Dua, Renu Di from Delhi. She is also one of our soul sisters. Without fail उसका मैसेज आता है, हाउ आर यू गौरी, आज कैसे फील कर रही है. She's also struggling because her husband has just recovered. He is a senior citizen, so I'm sure recovery must be a little slow for him. But still, every day without fail उसका दोपहर में मैसेज आता ही था. And Geeta used to call me every day, every day. So it was kind of a ritual. अरे गीता का फोन आएगा तो उसके पहले I have to finish off my morning rituals. At least I used to have my breakfast and sit, so I know that I can speak to her at least for 8 ghanta. 1 hour ka strength I used to gather, put it in my stomach and talk to her. Thank you, Geeta. Thank you so much. I owe it to you. That's about it. That's about it. And doctor has told me it will take me another 2 months till I can go out for a long time. चलो अभी तो मुंबई में लॉकडाउन है, सो देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन ऑफ मी गोइंग आउट. मैं बाहर जा ही नहीं सकती, तो घर में हूँ, रिकवर हो रही हूँ. बट डॉक्टर ने बोला अनदर 60 days, बहुत ज़्यादा देर तक अकेले बाहर नहीं जाना है, बिकॉज यू मे गेट टायर्ड एनी टाइम. तो वीकनेस का बाउट कभी भी आ सकता है. सो जस्ट बी अराउंड योर हाउस, wherever you feel कि नहीं अभी नहीं हो रहा है, within 10 minutes you have to reach home. So that's all about it. That's all about it.
And your family, when will they be able to see you, Gauri?
They could have come by now because it's already almost 30 days that I've tested positive. But the problem is, a couple of more families in my building have tested positive, and my parents are senior citizens. So it was a family decision advised by the society members. अगर वो कहीं है या safe, तो उनको वहीं पे रहने दो. तेरा जो चल रहा है वो चलने दो. I was like, क्या? Okay, fine, whatever. I have to be considerate towards my parents who are senior citizens. So चलो ये भी टाइम निकल जाएगा. कोरोना ने एक चीज सिखाई मुझे. फूड, क्लोथिंग, शेल्टर, वाईफाई एंड पीपल. These are the basics of my life. मेरे को शॉपिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं है, मुझे आउटिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आई डोंट नीड टू स्पेंड अननेसेसरीली, यहाँ जाओ वहाँ जाओ, वेलागिरी करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. फूड, क्लोथिंग, शेल्टर, वाईफाई एंड फ्रेंड्स. बस.
Absolutely. Wi-Fi and friends. Go ahead.
वाईफाई एंड फ्रेंड्स. you know you don't need anything more in life. You have two clothes, enough. But you don't need to buy expensive clothes every month or month and accessories. बहुत खोला ही नहीं मैंने एक महीने से. So I think Corona ने पूरा mindset change कर दिया. Yes. Over to you guys.
I'll let everybody else, they all have something to add, I'm sure. Madhudi, would you like to go? Or Geeta Di?
Yeah.
I'd like to
Madhudi, please go ahead.
yeah, yeah, no. Geeta, you talk, please. I would like to hear.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Karuna, for inviting us and share uh, our experiences with uh, the current situation of COVID. What we've been, it's almost 1.5 years, right? Uh, we've seen a lot. Uh, our friends, our family that have gone through and who are still going on. Uh, as usual, our prayers are always relentless that we will come out of this harsh situation very soon by God's grace, and things will get to normal, and we will start seeing people like face to face and not like this, right? Virtual. We are tired of this. So yeah. So first of all, like I want to say hats off to you, Gauri. I know it's easy to be said that yeah, you're a COVID survivor, but only you could know what you've gone through, right? No matter how much, I mean, no matter how much we tell it verbally or boost your morale or try to be there to support you, which we will always do, but uh, the experience that you've gone through, I think, cannot be verbally expressed, because that is why we call you a COVID survivor, right? So, and thank you for sharing your experience and the inputs, and giving that confidence and hope to people who have just come out of this just like you and trying to regain their strength mentally and physically. And to the people, I don't want to wish, but unfortunately, if it happens, how one can take care of their health by not panicking, and what to do and what not to do. So you've given it in a very precisely, just to the point, and which definitely will add a lot of value to each one of our lives. So thank you for that. So um, today we know that there's so much negative to talk about, all the negative parts, right, of the COVID, but I don't want to highlight that part, but let's just talk about the positive side of that, right? So it's like you always say, right? Life is always beautiful when you look at it and see, yes, it is beautiful. So it becomes completely different picture. But if you look at it and sulk over each and everything, life becomes a struggle. unhappiness is all over you. You unnecessarily attract all the negativities. Overall, your energy is completely down, and you are um, a person that you don't want to be, but yet you are trying to be in it, right? So let's not go into that negative side. So there's so much to say, but then just putting it in nutshell, right? What are the positive things that I would like to share is I have realized the importance of you know the family being with each other. We are with each other, but it's like, everybody is busy with their jobs, right? Everybody is out. 9 o'clock they're out. Who are, working men, women, they're out, and because it's there's no option for them. And back around 5 6 o'clock, and then it's all mundane work, right? So it becomes very mechanical. The life looks so mechanical, and you're dragging yourself to do something which is not very pleasant, but yet you need to do it. So I started, seeing there's so much things that you can add to each other as a family, being with each other, enjoying that every moment, uh, and share all those things. We were always procrastinating and not to, okay, let's talk about it later when there's that right time, and the right time never comes, right? So uh, this was an opportunity where, yes, you had ample of time to sit with your family and discuss even the silliest thing. You could laugh, you could cry, you could bash people, whatever, the list goes on, right? So um, yeah, so I that is something that I really started valuing the time, with your family. Secondly, uh, again, I don't want to talk on the negative side. So the I really hats off to the person, whoever has uh, put it up together, the technology, right? I mean, who made world such a small place? We are connected to each other around the world, but at the same time, no matter of the time differences, we are able to talk to each other just like now, being in different corners of the world. So thanks for that technology. Because of that, we are able to talk to each other. We don't need to take appointments. We don't need to knock at the door, or uh, even if it's a doctor, right? Now it's just an emergency road, so nobody needs to make an appointment with the doctor. We have a lot of access to the doctors to reach out to them with all your health concerns. um, Also, I understood how valuable every penny is. Sometimes, like, which I never really thought about. We used to, like, okay, it's just after all a cup of coffee, right? And we just just spend that 10 rupees or 20 rupees outside, and it just accumulates without your knowledge. And one day you realize, oh, I mean, did I really spend so much? Was it really necessary? Could I have avoided that, right? Or was it so necessary for me to buy that unnecessary extra clothing for myself? So the value of money, it has opened my eyes. So uh, why I'm saying this is, this comes in handy, right? When you're organized, when you have planned with your budget, when okay, I can put this or postpone that purchasing or whatever. Yeah, and then you realize, that sacrifice was worth it, because it comes in handy, and it's like a lifesaver, right? Or you can use the same money to help somebody who's in need. Your money for that unnecessary clothing would maybe save somebody's life. Just that, one meal, uh, or the a day's meal, right? So again, that I realized, okay, like, you need to be really careful of how you're spending, where you're spending. uh, is it really necessary? Is that your priority? Right? That is something I learned. um, well, there's so much, like I can keep going, but definitely come back, and I would love to hear Madhuri now, with her inputs on this situation, the positive side. Thank you so much. I'll be back again. Thank you.
For me, the positive side is spiritual. It refines the spirit. In what way? It cleanses the spirit. We are so caught up in this busy material world, we have literally no time to even breathe, getting a bread and butter. Okay? So many household chores, so many incessant problems, children, financial problems, relationship problems, jobs, projects to adhere to, deadlines to meet. We really don't have time to, for to look inwards and to stop and think, to what point have I come in life? To what point? And the human life is very short, just 70, 80 years, and it's gone. It's gone. By the time, I know it is so wrong, it is so wrong that uh, some we were taught that okay, there's an age to do pilgrimages, there's an age to devote your life to God, there's the age to do all this chanting. That means typically it was meant that you do all this in the old age. Nothing could be further from the truth, because in the old age you're bogged with physical ailments. When your knees are paining, you cannot squat on the floor and do chanting. You're bothered about that knee pain, those creaking bones. You cannot go to pilgrimages and climb the steps of the river ghats. You can't do that. You can't focus on God because you have to take a medication on time. You're worried, all the time. You become anxious, your concentration power becomes less. So, introspection is so necessary. I was once talking to Gauri. She was feeling very alone. And she said, I'm feeling so alone. And this COVID is a devil. And I told her that it is also God. You look at it in two ways, and I always felt that, okay? Electricity, when the lightning falls on you, if you're outside and it's raining, it burns you to ashes, your car to ashes, you to ashes, okay? Same electricity, however, if used properly, lights up the house. It's up to you. This isolation in COVID, you can use for your introspection. You will never get this time again. Not this way. Never, never again. No office in the world is going to give you this kind of leave. you know Even maternity leaves, you have to look after the baby. This kind of leave was, I think, it serves a divine purpose. Some will say to me, what for you to say? You don't have COVID and you have not gone through the physical pain. There's nothing divine about physical pain. I'm talking of the spirit. Because we don't introspect, this isolation forces us to introspect. We have time on our hands. We can only watch so much TV, not beyond that. We are finding that out now. Okay, formerly we used to watch because we had other things to do. So that 1 or 2 hours we have in the evening, we used to watch it while having a dinner and all. We are not that crazy about TV anymore. We get bored. We automatically switch off the remote. How much to surf through the internet? Surf what? Okay, phone how many people and eat their heads. This way it happens. Then when you start introspecting, there are many questions a person can ask. Am I doing the right thing? Have I really accomplished anything in life? Have I uh, completed my bucket list of whatever I wanted to do in life truly? Or am I just surviving? Am I doing good to any others, or am I hurting others with my ego? You know, we often even talk to children in a very egoistic manner. We don't give them explanations for what we are doing. We just expect them to obey. And our words are pretty hateful, although they're full. We tell ourselves that they're of good intentions. They don't see it that way. They feel insulted. And the moment you insult a person, you're not doing something right. Even under the name of disciplining, you're not doing something right. And this isolation is forcing you to look at everything, everything at each nook and corner of your life, because we have time and time on our hands. This, I believe, is nature's wrath. We took away so much from nature. It's nature's give back to us. It's like a mother who holds the unruly child by the hair and forces him to sit and take a time out. You know what I mean? This is what has happened with this. I look at it from a spiritual angle. In olden era, in our olden era in Hinduism, our rishis, sages, munis, they went to the forest to be alone, to get away from the humdrum of hustle bustle of the city. They went to forest to be alone, where they spent time in solitude. Okay, and they meditated and they yearned for this loneliness, where another human being would not be in sight, where they could introspect. And you know what? Today, this has been forced to on us by God, because we went so further with this electronic age. It was like a time zone. We entered from another time through that circle to another time, you know, and everything there in that time zone went at jet fast speed, and we didn't have any time to even understand or remember that we are human beings. We just went along. It was not a flow anymore. We were flying. And now suddenly we are made to sit on the ground and introspect, just like the sages of yore did. This is what I feel. Anybody else? Parul can talk.
Hello, everyone. And thank you, Karna, so much for inviting me. And I was listening to everyone. And Gauri, congratulations to you coming out of this COVID situation, surviving this. And, you've been very brave and good. You look good. You're recovering. That's very good. I know the loneliness part, but as Madhuji, she said that it's a time to just introspect and take it as a time to just look into. Um, Sometimes you sit and the whole movie of your life goes in front of your eyes, right? Like a movie trailer. It's that time. Just look and introspect what's going on. So take an opportunity of this lone time. I know it's easier said than done, but uh, but that's how I feel. I feel blessed as a parent. If you have a little kid, you want some alone time. You say, "Give me some alone time," and then this is your time. So enjoy it a little bit. Read books, listen to music, do meditations, spend time spiritually. So you'll get out of it, and again, your time will come back to see your friends and eating your biryani. So you just enjoy that moment. And coming to what Geeta Didi said, I absolutely totally agree with this positive effects of COVID. I know like everyone talks about negative things, but today I feel like talking about positive. It has given us so much time. It has given us so much opportunity to see everything so clearly. On my, I will say, I will take it practical on my life. I am happy. I'm spending, at the end of the day, I'm spending more time with my child and seeing your child growing in front of you, noticing every small thing, that child is doing. What were we like? We were going to that 9 to 5 office, and even to reach to your office, you have to spend 1 or 2 hours and, traveling time. How much time you were missing on your family? I am very happy working from home. I'm very happy seeing my child growing in front of me and she's doing new things every day. So it's a blessing for me. And also I'll say like family time, because when you guys work, you have to get ready in the morning, you wake up at 6 o'clock, so you have to sleep early. So there is no sitting together, dinner time, not that much, no watching TV, no talking to each other, because you are in so much rush. You have to just sleep and get in the morning, um, like early in the morning. So I think I got that time back with my family. So that is number one on my list. Then, secondly, yes, I'm using this free time. We are not going anywhere. Using this free time, doing my meditations and spiritually. I always wanted to do things. I wanted to learn things. So I'm hopping on YouTube, your Google, and just learning new stuff. It's giving me time. So that is another blessing. Geeta Di said something about technology, that how we all came together, and God bless that person who made these platforms. I will say, even if I go back in this Sushant movement, if we didn't had this COVID, we didn't had this much time, there were no jasus, there were no YouTube channels, I didn't know anything about the YouTube channels before this COVID happened, because we had so much time in our hand. And now people, awareness that people have created on these channels, because they had time, they had time to research, they had time to learn, they came out to help out each other, and on these platforms. So I learned all this in this my free time. I मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा था we were in some kind of hibernation, just work, home and work and home and work, and in that rat race, सुबह उठो, खाओ, ऑफिस जाओ, घर आओ, खाना खिलाओ, सो जाओ, और it's just this time I'm just appreciating the stuff I missed on my life. It's a time of learning, it's time of spiritual growth, it's time of do your manifestations, spend it positively everywhere, make few friends, make new friends, try to learn their behaviors, try to, you have time in your hand. It's just nature has put us back on the zero today. It has all become came back in the circle today to see, like mother nature got a break. I will say that this COVID has given also mother nature a break, that कैसे बचपन में हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स घर में रहो, हाथ धो, खाना के बाद ये करो, वो करो, बाहर का खाना मत खाओ, घर का खाना खाओ. See, we are going back to the ground roots. And sorry, you guys can talk, like I'm just discussing. So these ground rules have
Right.
come back,
You're
right?
right. Yeah, you're right. I agree with Madhudi and your points and Geeta di, like paisa, spirituality, or swasth, hygiene. Hygiene has become like the number
Hygiene,
one priority. It's
right?
number one.
And you know how there are certain things that our grandparents used to say, "ऐसा मत करो, ऐसा हो जाएगा, वैसा मत करो." Now we look back and we are doing the same things. तो मुझे लगता है ये एक, this is the circle of time that has come back. Slowly, slowly, we are coming back to our roots. People are trying to understand their roots. क्यों बोलते थे ऐसे? क्यों होता था ऐसे? So I see it spiritually.
Self sustainability, right?
Sustainability, yes,
Self
yes,
sustainability. मेरे लिए तो spirituality has been spiritual growing, pains, learning,
yeah.
enduring a lot of healing. It's a healing time for me.
It's
Uh,
yes. So
it
use
gives
it as
me
a healing time. Yeah.
I use this as my healing time for me because of my family's become smaller unit now, and I spend as much as time I can with my mom and my brother. And I think that maintaining those relations and being with new people, also just maintaining what we have, is more important than accumulating more new things in life. That has become like need and a want. Find different
Yes.
definition of what is my need, what is my want. This is not, abhi ka kya zaruri hai, us pe, like it's more important for me to focus. So I've
Right.
become very, very tunnel minded, like tunnel focused about what are my priorities, where's my time and energy going to go, and is it worth for me, for like say some item, if I need to buy from any grocery, is it worth for me to put myself out at risk in public, or is it better for me to just order bulk, and accumulate that? So like choices making, it's like refining myself again, it's like reconditioning, programming my behavior, myself, letting go of things that don't serve the purpose anymore, and bringing in new positive behaviors and outlook to doing things. Like say for instance, अगर मैं अपने block में walk करती हूँ, so I try to see the same block that I'm walking around, but with new perspective. I'm learning to do that. I'm learning to see a same tree, but with different uh, ways of imagining the purpose of this tree and how this tree's purpose is serving us. So it helps me to challenge my mind to think out of this pandemic mindset that we all get caught up with. And once that ripple effect of spiral goes, then it's hard to break. So I tend to go out a lot in nature and as much as I can be. So I'm feeling like I am human. I'm not living in a virtual world anymore. Just reconnect with nature as much as I can to heal myself. So for me, like those are my, like, it's been a core thing last 8 months, 10 months.
I would like to add a point, like you said, realization. Realization also take the time and just realize that what is going on and appreciating the things that what you have. There is a very thin line, as you said, Karna, need and want. What do you need? Or is this your need? Or is this something you want? So it's just the realization. You just said something about, sorry, I forgot what was the point, but I just wanted to say that even in the companies, if you see now, they are realizing they don't want these big spaces. That work is, being taken care of. People are doing awesome job, being productive, and working from home. They're also realizing they're cutting back onto their footprints, and like it's a realization thing for everyone, every person, even the companies on the bigger thing. Do we
Yeah.
really want this, all this, right? Can
Yeah.
we do better with the smaller footprints? like
Yeah.
like I see it even the globally,
Even marketing, the way marketing has changed. I work in the marketing field. Even the way consumers relate to companies now that are more sensitive, more empathic towards the products or the consumers. Even a lot of companies are like, everything has shifted. Sab kuch jaise ice age se hum nikle, stone age se nikle, going in some ice age type of deal,
right.
like a whole transformation.
It
Every
came as a cyclone of, a new wave of thinking, new wave of ideas. Oh well, guys, we can do this. ऐसे भी हो सकता है. नहीं तो we were just caught up in that rat race. We were just caught up the same pattern, same design, but this time gave people the fresh ideas, fresh thinking. So I am very happy. I'm not happy for pandemic, but I'm happy that the whole nature took a break. This
yeah,
mother nature took a break and gave us a break, that see human, what are you doing? And going back to, what Karna said, walking in the block and all, we we bought these all treadmills and all that. We stopped walking. We stopped spending time on ourselves. Now we cannot go to gym, but we are we can go to park, wear your mask, park, and
yeah,
see people, each other, just get in the roots of nature. Go
yeah.
on trekking. You have time on your hands, go trekking, go climb some, do something real for yourself. You don't need gyms and all that, like that. It's just this time gave us the time to think about all these things. Is this necessary or not? And it's proving that it's not necessary. If I can live without this for, live without it for an year, I think I can live without it. आप घर में ही बोलते हो मैंने तीन तीन महीने से ये चीज यूज नहीं किया, that means I really don't need it. So why it's even there? Why even it's, taking place in my closet? I haven't worn this thing in, 5 months or 6 months or 7 months. I don't really need it. So that's when you know that you don't need this. It was just your want.
One new in industry technology positive change I've seen. A lot of youth, a lot of new people have become entrepreneur mindset. They have becoming, they you'll see, like, I know Gauri Di, we were talking about her COVID experience, and we were just talking, and I was like, why not bring stories about something about your way of your journey over here and let's talk. So it's kind of like helping to create a new space to talk about stories, and stories have become so meaningful in these times because nothing of the fake stuff is there. It's actually real. People want to connect with people based on real feelings, real traumatic events that really have happened in people's families or lives or neighbors they know. But I think, like, entrepreneurs have grown. I feel like people have becoming more of aware of, like, you cannot depend just on jobs. You have to do other things also to do create a living that you can self-sustain, because a lot of companies are, businesses close, businesses are out, people have lost jobs, people have lost a lot of homes. A lot of people have they've displaced themselves, and a lot of people have somehow, this displacement creates a burning desire to go and do something that is for them, instead of depending on a paycheck, it's to do something else. Um,
Um,
so I've seen
I'd
that
like
growth.
to I'd like to add here, Karunati. In being in Mumbai, I have noticed that a lot of people during this pandemic and Mumbai being the hotspot, a lot of people have gone back to their villages and घर पे बैठे बैठे गांव में क्या करेंगे. As Madhudi said, how much Wi-Fi, how much net, screen time, how much, कितने लोगों से बात करोगे. The second lockdown this year, I have realized a lot of people have gone back to the basics of life, that is agriculture and related businesses like keeping cows, buffaloes for the milk, goats. I know so many people. It was so shocking for me that one of my senior consultants have gone back to his village in North Karnataka. He said, "अरे मेरे father का बहुत land है, which for last 25 years was barren. उसको सिर्फ फेंस लगा के रखा था, उसमें कुछ नहीं होता है. This gentleman invested around 55,000 and he bought around 10-12 goats. उसका मिल्क होता है, मीट होता है. It's almost 8-9 months and this fellow says, um, Gauri, consulting जब भी शुरू होगा, just let me know. I will do it online. I have gone back to my village and I've started a goat business. I was like, goat? Goat का क्या करते हो भाई? He's like, you don't know? He's like, I bought 10 goats and today I have around 45 goats. I'm like, करते क्या हो यार? He's like, you don't know? I'm like, no. If they used for milk, they're used as a meat. Every male goat is used as a meat. So every 8-9 months, the baby is ready to become a meat, and then they're used on the farms. Matlab, their waste is like a organic fertilizer. I was like, really? Huh? And he's like, I can see profits already, and I don't feel the need to come back. I'm here with my parents. I have big house. He's like, जितना मेरा बड़ा घर मुंबई में नहीं था, उतना उससे ज़्यादा बड़ा मेरा बेडरूम है यहाँ पे. I was like, really? He's like, I have my vegetables grown at home. I'm like, kitchen garden? He's like, क्या kitchen garden? पूरा almost half a acre land I grow vegetables. I was like, okay. So people are going back. And as Parul rightly said, we are going back to our basics. I still remember as a child, my mom and my grandmother, as soon as you come from outside, wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your face, clean with water. और ऐसे लगता था, हाय कितनी जालिम माँ है मेरी, थक के आई हूँ और बाथरूम में भेज रही है मुझे. बट सी दिस कोरोना थिंग, जब भी देखो यू विल बिकम सो obsessed. ऐसे कुछ लगता है, यू गो एंड वॉश योर हैंड्स. वी आर कॉन्स्टेंटली यूजिंग सैनिटाइजर्स. आई एम लाइक, यही तो मेरी माँ ने मुझे सिखाया है.
अभी ये
So
हो गया है
and
ना, अभी नमस्ते का फैशन से शुरू हो गया है, विच इज द
yeah,
गोइंग बैक टू बेसिक्स अगेन. पहले होता था हाथ मिलाओ, गले मिलाओ, अभी वो सब नहीं, अभी दूर से ही अभी नमस्ते, which works, which works.
Going back to our same basics where we started, all this westernization started, but what we were, जब पेरेंट्स बोलते थे बाहर जाके खेलो, बाहर जाके घूमो फिरो, वहां जाके ये करो, वो करो, ऐसे करो, like we are doing that all. If we see, we are doing that all. And I wanted to talk something about what Madhudi pitched on, like, teenagers. I just want to see, now teenagers, they are, I think, spending more time with their parents also, right? They are spending more time with their parents. maybe now they realize their parents are not that bad. When you spend more time, you learn more things, and you introspect and you say, okay, well, I don't think they're that bad, what I felt. और कैसे स्कूल डेज में हो जाते हैं ना, कॉलेज डेज में you get a family time. That's what I feel too. So I would love to hear more about that. But I also want to bring one point that Karnadi said about, entrepreneur. People are exploring their hobbies. I know what I did in this whole time. I explored my hobby. I started working and making some stuff out of the wood, and they look so beautiful. And I think, maybe I can sell it. It's just, I didn't even know I can do that. I didn't even know that this was something I would like to explore, or ye kaisa product banega, kaisa nahi. So I explored, and time we have, because we have time.
Yeah,
Abhi, even in
I
not in
agree.
the morning, even not in the morning, if nighttime, because I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning now to go to the office. I've been working from home, so that's another blessing for me. So I can spend my late nights into my projects. So that's the another thing. Entrepreneurs, they're the people, they are looking at their hobbies. They can see how they can cash those hobbies out, how they can make the living out of those, the work actually we love to do, and make, living out of that. So great time for those people too. So another thank you to, this solace time, or this time that we got. So COVID is all not bad. I know, poor those guys, my all sympathies and everything. My dad is a COVID survivor, so I won't say any um, thing, I don't want to hurt anyone, but I'll say, let's talk about something positive that COVID has brought, instead of all the things negative that we keep hearing in these news channels. And there's like, ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya, but just explore the its other perspective. So yeah, I'll go on mute and I'll let others speak.
I agree, Parul. And it also has proved, right? I mean, how flexible we humans are, right? It's like we used to always think, no, I mean, this is what I'm made for, or this is all these are my limitations. Whether it's your job, whether it's your hobby, like if we've seen that how adaptable we have become, right? And yes, you spoke about the hobby. I started realizing I have so much time that I started practicing a lot on my music. So um, that's again a positive, a thing that I've wanted to highlight. So people have actually started. Like Parul said, using or bringing out that inner talent which was actually hidden. Because I've noticed that sometimes we used to think, I mean, we used to laugh it out, the WhatsApp forwards. I mean, we have seen thousands and millions, right? So it you like initially we used to think, oh, this is so silly, or but when you actually look at it, um, it's so good to see how people have started, bringing out their talents, whatever it is, small or big. So I started seeing there's so much cooking, I don't want to call it cooking show, but then people started, putting a lot of their recipes. They are something that side very new and very unique, and so happy that, oh, it's come out so well. And I started watching so many different new recipes, like all the homemakers started using that time so productively. They started using that time very productively. And like Parul said, of course it's they encash that time. I mean, there's nothing wrong, right? I mean, trying to be the best survivors in given situation, whether it's a COVID survivor or non-COVID survivor, right? So it all depends on how we look at life. So yeah, so yeah, so Madhudi, you want to add something?
Only one word comes to my mind when I view this COVID situation, because I tend to look at everything from a spiritual angle. Tough love. That word comes to my mind constantly. You know what tough love is? It is when a parent sometimes is forced to become very tough and unpopular with the children for their own betterment, for their own good. At that moment, the child hates the parent. Oh my god, the parent has to bear that hate, the brunt of that hate. It is, I mean, the parent burns in those, that hate coming from the child. The child looks that hatefully at the parents, full of hate in the eyes, but the parent imposes curfew. Parents takes away certain financial privileges. Parent takes away certain other privileges, like giving permissions to outings and all that, because the grades have dropped, because the kid is keeping unsuitable friends. Okay, now I feel this is God's way. If God is not a fashionable word nowadays, the divine consciousness, Mother Nature, call it whatever you want, God's way of showing tough love. When a fight occurs between two children in the house and they go at each other hammer and tongs, they're not stopping how much ever the parents are telling them to stop, stop, take a back seat, pull him then back. That is the time the mother literally is sometimes forced to hold the child by her hair, both of them, make them sit, give them a timeout, and now sit and think about what you did. Don't come out. You're grounded. You're grounded. And this is the divine grounding that the humankind got from Mother Nature. It took so much away from Mother Nature, and they were going at such jet fast speed, and they had forgotten that they were human beings. In Hinduism, it is told that we get this human body for a purpose. The soul travels through many bodies and then finally gets a human body. And if you're forgetting the purpose, and it's only in this body that you can achieve marvelous things. And if you're forgetting that, tho- those things, and forget survival, animals do only survival. They literally they do only survival. We go beyond survival. We go to the lengths of depravity. That is where humankind went. And this is tough love, where we are forced in isolation to sit and to recognize our internal nature. I personally feel God is not in the just confined to a temple or any religious shrine. God is inside our body in the form of the self, which has to be realized. And in this isolation, we have to take a look at where we have come to in life, whatever age you are, wherever you are right now. You may be in your 40s, you may be in your 60s, you may be in your 20s. It doesn't matter. You might be a teenager. It doesn't matter. See if you have really accomplished the bucket list of what a human being ought to do. See that. Just take a look and you will find you have not accomplished anything. Anything. Nothing. You haven't done your duties. You have done nothing. You have just been an egomaniac on a reckless rampage. This is the bitter truth. And this is tough love. Nothing else. Anybody else?
It is tough love, very much tough love, like tough love to discipline, like mere liye, um, see, what they say is like when you work from office, you have to drive a little ahead of time. You wake up a little more early. The maintaining of the discipline for me throughout this whole year and a half has been to make sure I follow that same routine of waking up early, even though I'm not getting up, 3 hours ahead of my drive time. But like those little details makes your entire day not such a big drastic change, but it actually allows to make sure that then I have enough time to do things that I'd like to do for my personal interest, reading, conversating, having some new discussions about certain things that could be challenging to learn and understand, devoting time to learn more about COVID and the, ways to be more aware of how to be precautioned about it in future. And again, just maintaining those little things is been a daily like sticky notes for me because a lot of new things I have to keep in mind. Um, Not everything is easy to remember for me sometimes, but I've made a lot of sticky notes as a reminder, even though so that way I follow the same routine that I had when I was pre-COVID, you know. So discipline maintain karna is important. Once we have that, I think everything will work itself. But that first thing is like not to get so comfortable with working from home. So that has been like my something I always make sure I'm on top of that.
Can I add something? Karnadi is so opposite. I am I am loving working from home. You know what? You want to maintain getting up in the morning early. I do not get up. Like if I'm logging in 9 o'clock, I get up at 8:15 just to make sure I have enough time to take a quick shower, brush, and do biological calls and all that. But I will not put any extra minute or time because I'm a for me it's a night thing. I can go late in the night because I love spending time on my projects and late night show, watch TV or something. But morning I can do. So I am actually enjoying, and I was thinking that all these years I drove to work, 2 hours in that, I missed out on a lot of my sleep. I'm just coping. I'm getting all my sleep back. So I am totally enjoying, and I wish they tell me that keep working from home. We don't need you in the office space. We have
I
given
wish
your
the
office
same.
to someone else. Go, don't worry. So, and yeah, it's my daughter is sleep like she gets to sleep more, but the other part is like she's also sleeping late. So that is something gone out of my hands because she's sleeping longer hours in the morning. But I'm still happy. I'm still happy. So that's why I said opposite, Karuna opposite.
I know I love
Sleeping.
working from home actually now. I don't mind it's just for me like um I work with a lot of computers, so I don't mind. But for me, I actually love being home. I think it's like I'm living the dream of working from home, which is the
Yeah.
best thing for any designer. Um, but I do miss like meeting people, working creatively in a creative space with
Yes.
creative minds. So for me, I thrive on that because I have to feed my creativity also. So I miss that connection with our groups, that
Human
creativity.
interaction, right?
Yeah,
Human.
like we would critique each other's work constructively, or we would help out to, even though we do it virtually now, but in person when you're working creatively, it's so much easier and it's fun.
Yes.
So you're more like playing than having work to do. So I miss that, but now it's okay. That's why I'm creating new space for doing something different. So that's a challenge. So I'm learning.
Again, opposite, Karna. Maybe I'm not a people person. Maybe I think, okay, you know what? Speak less, stay out of the negativity or whatever. But on the other hand, I got a beautiful friends and which whom I can connect online with you guys. See, that's also an interaction. Yes, a human interaction not there, but if given a chance, they call me in the office, I would take a day. Maybe just call me for a day. I can come for the bigger meetings or whatever, and then rest of my 4 days I will work from home. So yeah, but not that I don't like people, but it's just I enjoy my own time. I enjoy my own time, and if I want, I can just connect to all the people online. So that works for me.
I would go, my vote goes with Karnati because I am a people's person. और मुझे लोग चाहिए यार जैसे भी हो उल्टे
Me too,
सीधे
Gauri.
सही छोटे नाटे मोटे लंबे काले जैसे भी हो पागल हो अच्छे हो सयाने हो नहीं हो आई नीड टू सी पीपल यार आई मिस देम मुंबई में in in one site you can see at least 500 people अरे अभी 5 लोग तो देखने के लिए तरस जाते हैं so parks
सी
also
इन
I miss
कनाडा
them.
हमें आदत पड़ गई है, लोग ही नहीं है यहाँ पे आसपास, तो सी आफ्टर हमें कैसे नेचर ने प्रिपेयर किया है। कोई है ही नहीं, दूर दूर तक देखो कोई मिलता नहीं है। रात को यहाँ पे लाइक देयर इज नो नाइट लाइफ हियर। 9 बजे के बाद ऐसा अंधेरा, नॉट इन समर्स बिकॉज समर्स वी ओनली गेट लाइक फोर फोर मंथ्स ऑफ इट। सारे इट्स 6 7 months of winter, and everything else in the other 5 months. That's what we get here. एंड यहाँ पे आप रात को देखोगे 9 बजे के बाद ऐसा अंधेरा, ऐसा सब कुछ जैसे कुछ है ही नहीं दुनिया में, उल्लू बोल रहे होते हैं हर जगह पे. सो इट्स जस्ट वी वर सो प्रिपेयर्ड. और मुझे कई कई दिन हो जाते हैं, लाइक इवन व्हेन आई वाज नॉट इन आइसोलेशन, और और आइसोलेशन आई एम सेइंग, वी वर नॉट वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम. कितने वीकेंड्स कई बार निकलते ही नहीं थे घर से, घर पे ही बैठे. सो आई रियली डोंट, दैट्स नॉट समथिंग आई रियली नीड, और I would enjoy my family, close family. I go see them. That's okay. But I I'm not missing that huge big gatherings or anything. Or and at the end of the day, you can still have a juggly sessions with your friends. So that's okay, right? Online.
I
That
miss food. Bahar khana, like pani puri type chaat, like
oh,
like
gandi
that.
gandi haathon se or
Food, oh, food trucks, like food festivals. I love going to food festivals a lot. I like to
गंदे
try. So I miss that.
अनहाइजीनिक फूड, गंदा गंदा फूड जो बहुत इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाता है, वो सिर्फ
yes,
यहाँ पे
Can't hear
मिलता है.
you,
You'll
Gauri.
have to. Hello,
she's seeing all that
can you
ganda
hear me
ganda
now?
street food. Yes,
Yeah, I'm talking about the dirty street food. Can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now?
yes,
Okay.
yes, we can.
वो जो इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने वाली पानी पूरी जो खाते हैं हम लोग ड्यूरिंग मानसून, वो मैं 2 साल से मिस कर रही हूँ. लास्ट ईयर नहीं खाने को मिला, इस साल भी शायद खाने को नहीं मिलेगा. तभी
Oh,
इम्यूनिटी कम
इसीलिए
हो जाती है.
इसीलिए तेरे इम्यूनिटी ड्रॉप हो गया.
हाँ,
Now we know.
इमीडिएटली. यू नो वो स्ट्रीट साइड चाइनीज फूड, डोसास, पाव भाजीज, फ्रैंकीज, कुछ पेट में नहीं गया है
Frankie to
यार.
मत बोल यार, रुला देगी
Oh my
Frankie.
God. I actually I also remember all the Frankies we used to eat in Bombay.
चना चना चोर गरम तो देखे अरसा हो गया यार.
Karuna, on that note, I think you should come up with another, content in the live on food. I think we're all like, it's something common that we all love to share,
We can
right? The
continue
food.
here. We are talking all
गोरे
about COVID, all the things that we miss and we are grateful for. I'm so grateful for all the experiences I've had. जो मुझे लगता है आज के कोविड के बाद कितनी चीज़ें बंद हो गई हैं, डिसकंटिन्यूड हो गई हैं या शायद अब कभी मार्केट में नहीं आएंगी. तो you know, I was lucky to have some try on all those items.
I feel bad for
पीपल
these
हैव
small businesses. ये जो आप बोल रहे हो जो
Yeah.
कभी नहीं होंगे, कंटिन्यू नहीं होंगे. These small businesses, these people who used to ना पाव भाजी वाले या वो आते थे, सेवपुरी. I still remember in Bombay on cycle पे
भेलपुरी, भेलपुरी और
भेलपुरी
सेवपुरी.
भाई, वो क्या होगा उनका, बेचारों का. हम लोग तो फिर भी वी गॉट समथिंग,
वो लोग,
बट
um, Parul, the information that I have received, sharing with my friends, that all these people have gone back to their villages, and after 1.5 years of sitting at home, they have found something in their back doors. They've
see,
got into animal husbandry, farming, या फिर they have industries that have come up in their villages. So um, they have got their jobs there. So they are doing well. हम लोग तरस जाएंगे भाई
I,
सेवपुरी के लिए.
I agree, Karuna. Sorry, Gauri. I think a lot of people, uh, I mean, I've heard this, but it's a little unfortunate to hear also. So people like who are actually, designers, hote hain na, like for boutique, those kind of people, they've lost their jobs, and then they've started catering food from home. Well, there's nothing wrong, but then uh, it all depends on how you see, right? I mean, if you feel that, oh, it's very not up to the dignity of a labor, right? Then you will say, oh, I don't think I should be doing something like that. But if you think that, well, uh, I am an adaptable person, I think I can do things impossible possible if I am open minded, right? At the end of the day, you need to bring bread and butter to your family. So there's nothing wrong in doing something that you um, you work hard and earn for your family, right? So
This is why I
चलो
say that this is a very humbling experience.
Yes.
yep,
You might
कोई
have a
कोई
white
बात
collar
नहीं.
job and you might have lost it because of
yep,
COVID, and you are cooking at home and supplying tiffins. Okay,
Right.
then you are forced to. This is how nature or the divine has humbled us. It shows you what you can do, that all are equal. This is the way those other people are doing all along. And we had somehow lost touch with them. We never gave them a thought. And now we are doing the same thing. Okay, we want to earn money. We have lost our jobs. We are doing this. This was another survival skill taught to us by our mothers when we were growing up. Oh, now that survival skill has come in handy. There are no, in India, we depend on servants to come and clean the toilets and the bathrooms and the vessels. Servants are not allowed in the societies in India, in metropolises. Okay, so we had to clean our own bartan. We had to clean our own toilets, which had not done for ages, ages. Okay, then we had to clean our own bathrooms. They do it in the US all the time because there is no labor here in the US. Okay, but this, can you imagine what this humbling experience is? Do you know what it is? Like we say, oh, that is a sweeper's work. That's why I said it has stopped this egoistic rampage of humankind. COVID, we have become so bloated with ego, so much ego in everything. How can we even call ourselves human anymore? You know, what do we think of ourselves? What have we conjured up about ourselves? In what bubble are we living in? The bubble was burst by COVID. Anybody else? Somebody new has
Yes.
joined us.
Hi, AJ's joined us.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Hello.
Hi Karuna, I'm a big fan of yours and I just want to come and give you a hug. I saw you on one of the I'm a huge SSRian and um, and Parul's voice I love because I have never seen her. And Karuna, I always wanted to come and give you a huge hug. And I was just going to go to sleep, so I'm not showing you my t-shirt. And and so I come by your channel a lot, and just to see what you're doing. You know, the timings don't match, and so today I caught you. I
I'm
got
actually
ya.
Thank you. I am working on building a discipline on that. That is my next goal. I am going to make a discipline of doing once a week live. Um, so, healing also takes time. So I was taking time for that also, back and forth. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm making a goal to discipline myself that once a week I will do something. Even if I don't have, I will do something just to do something. So at least
yeah,
I know I did something.
yeah. So you know the marathon that you guys had on one of the channels, and I watched you through and through. I'm a mute spectator. And please clap, guys. This is my first time on a live stream, and I had committed to myself that if Karuna opens the lines, I am going to start my debut.
Oh God.
I seriously have waited because I don't want to get into the. It's just the soul sisters
Oh,
thing
I
you
think
said.
you made Karuna blush now. Come on.
Oh no, 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 Karuna, you are such a darling. You are. I am a huge fan. I love your smile, and I just wanted to, in my silent way, I've sent so much energy to you, and I know the names of Usha Ma and Parul and two more ladies I've forgotten. And so I believe the topic is good things in COVID. Madhuji, what you said about tough love is very true. But I think COVID has given the part that I come from in India a huge respite to the weather because it's really pleasant in North India. In the heat of summer, we have like my windows are open, the AC is not on, and and the good thing is, like Parul was saying just now, that I'm also a very night person. I finish up everything. I make sure that what is to be cooked the next day. Schools are closed. I'm into the education sector, so schools are closed. We've gone online, so I do my chopping, keep everything in the fridge, clean up my house, and then I sleep like 2 o'clock and get up late, and then have my cup of tea. It has, as a family, we've really regrouped, and I've had a lot of time to read on so much stuff that I wanted to read about. And generally, like, and since SSR, it was like a phase of depression, and I don't even know I just followed him. That's it. And loved his musings on Twitter. And so, yeah, when you all came onto the stream, I thought I had a connect. And so today I saw you live. I was just kind of flashing through the phone and I said, "Oh, Jhansi Ki Rani is live." Okay. I, I was a little shy, but then I said, "Come on, why not?"
AJ,
So I think
everybody said Jhansi Ki Rani here. I want to make sure
it's
we all are.
true.
This is everybody
Yeah.
because मैं अकेले कुछ नहीं कर पाती. मैं अकेले कितना किसी को बोर कर पाऊंगी, right? तो मुझे तो कंपनी चाहिए ना सबको बोर करने के लिए. तो आप सब आ जाइए.
नहीं, आपने प्लेटफॉर्म खोला है, दैट्स वेरी गुड, दैट्स गुड इनफ. आई मीन it's good. It's like we need actually these kind of platforms have provided a huge respite during COVID times, because I don't watch TV, I don't watch movies, and this boycotting thing and all, I'm totally in for it. And but I think adversity in the form of COVID has come as a blessing. That's how I see it. And we are working from home, we are teaching children online, we are consulting online, we are doing whatever we can online. And I also work with differently abled children. So it's basically, I am not frustrated that we are not going out, or we are homebound and we have our duties divided. I have two young children at home. So it's been a relearning. It has been an unlearning and a relearning, and we have kind of accepted that this is the new normal and it's going to stay for a while. It might go sooner than later, and so one day at a time. God's grace, everybody is healthy, everybody is locked, the doors are locked, and so yeah.
That itself, Dekho,
Anybody?
I'm really glad. Even like say, with all the reports that we hear, the statistics constantly looking at that negative, I was like, okay, I need to put a halt. How do we switch this to make something positive come out of it? And we were brainstorming. We were thinking about,
Yeah,
let's talk about topics. So, जो हमारे life में experience है, we can bring that on the channel and share. And it's just about real stuff about our experiences, um, and I don't mind being vulnerable. I'm in a vulnerable place myself. I want to connect with people. I want to learn from people. I want to learn something new that I've maybe not acquired knowledge on. So with Madhudi, Gita and Parul I've kind of, and Ushama and other Preeti and Shrisha and Uma, we've learned different things like reading about new subjects. Like I didn't know about Manu Smriti. Honestly, this is because of the COVID pandemic time. मुझे पता चला Manu Smriti क्या है. I didn't know. So I
yeah,
can say proudly, like I didn't know, but at least I can say, "Jo nahi pata." At least I'm willing to learn. So there are like ancient Vedic knowledge things. I'm getting into that. I'm so much about Kedarnath I learned this past year. So mere liye,
yeah.
like spirituality has opened up in so many different ways, and it's healing process. So
um
yeah.
I uh, I also feel that it's got giving me this COVID situation has given me a lot of me time to introspect and get clarity as to how I need to move forward in the future, you know, because none of us, we were making these huge plans and creating content of what we need to consult and train on and stuff like that, and all of that just went out of the window one fine day, 20th of March 2020, when there was a lockdown. And unfortunately for me, or maybe fortunately, I had been sick for the past 6 months, and I thought that God up there loves me because my COVID started in November of 2019. I fell a little sick. And so I was very happy because when people were getting all frustrated and pent up about not being able to go out in the March of 2020, I was by that time I was like totally trained because I had been home since November 2019. And we are following a very strict protocol because we have elderly aged parents at home, and my mom is 91. So it's a bit of a, like, we have to keep, we, as soon as something happens, we say mummy aap jaiye kamre mein, like we isolate her. She says tum log mujhe kyun bhejte rehte ho? Because you are the most vulnerable. So yeah, that's it. I and then we also realize that there's so much that we can do and we can manage with so little. And how much overspending were we doing, you know? And uh, around the 5th of May, when it had really peaked this side, I told my children that, guys, we have dal chawal and we have potatoes at home and the cartons of Tetra packs of milk, and we can survive for a month as long as my kids don't have to go into the grocery store or, buy something. So then, no more chips and chocos and all that of, your Weetabix and stuff. You please, mm, आलू खाओ, दाल चावल खाओ, रोटी खाओ, दूध पियो, and that's it. I hope I'm not sounding a little too trivial, but I really, this is my life right now.
No,
And
no, absolutely. With as a mother, आप अपना experience share करते हैं, you know. I'm
yeah,
not a parent. Gauri's not a parent, but everybody else is a parent here, so I'm sure you have so
yeah.
much more to share.
We all have
Yeah, and
survived the
my kids
same
are
way.
youngsters, like they are in their 20s. So for me, it's like, as Madhuji was saying, they battle and then they go into their doors banging, and then there's a regrouping for tea, and then everybody, oh, and then again they're back because although we are stuck in a house, yet we have a lot of space. In the sense, we have our own space. So everybody is finding their strengths, everybody is learning how to readjust to people around all the time. And you know I think we are more disciplined. If the servants are not coming at home, we are more disciplined. The dog is taken for a walk and all that. So I think it's very important to learn from every situation. Every situation does come with the learning. And the best part about the attitude that I am keeping is I'm not waiting for anything to get over and get on with it. I'm just living one day at a time. So yeah. And Geeta ji, are you the one on Vibhor's stream, the one of the moderators?
Yes, I am.
Oh yes, I know the names. Okay, and yeah,
And
so
so is
I
Gauri.
follow all this. Oh, hi Gauri. I just know the blue names come up, and Karuna I saw and Parul I hear. So I would have never dared to come there, but here I thought it was a nice group of ladies. Why not have a chit chat before sleeping? And I don't think I'll sleep tonight because this is my debut.
Trust me, this is
Welcome,
not
welcome,
going to be
Deji.
your last. This is not going to
Sorry?
be your last. This
I
is
just said
not going to be
welcome.
your last.
I
This is
I
not your
really
first.
hope I continue.
This will not be your
Yeah,
first rodeo. Let's just put it that way. You'll keep coming back for more rodeos.
I will, because I was waiting. See, that's what it just happened. I mean, I always knew that Karuna one day would come on live and she would open the channel, and I had a strong belief, and I will join that day. And I had visualized it, and then voila, I'm here.
Thank you.
So, yeah. It's
Gauri,
so nice to see all. Hmm.
yeah, the mantra worked. Look, the mantra worked.
It works
The
wonders.
manifestation. I was
The
we
manifestation. Yes, yes.
we really genuinely we were like, let's just kickstart. Let's just do something. We'll see where it takes us because we never know.
Of
We cannot
course, of
control
course,
everything. We just have to let it go and let it take its own role. So as long as we have
absolutely.
right-minded folks and good intent, there is creative is like sky's the limit, you know. So for me, it's more of a woman
And Karuna,
who's
when
something
you
thing.
had tears in your eyes across the stream about some issue which had happened, and I felt so bad. It was like somebody out there has connected us, and it was like my sister who's crying, and what can I do about it? But I was like, Karuna, don't cry. It's okay. I mean, there's so many people routing for you, and we are kind of. I was just there. I was just present there all the time till you were on the screen, and you touched my heart. That's it. So
Thank
it
you.
was,
It means a lot.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And you are
She touched,
sitting,
she touched us. She touched us as well. You know, she just
yeah,
took us.
yeah,
She, she just
yeah,
took us to the US with her.
yeah. And one day I saw another video where she's driving a car sitting with some person. And I was like, "Now, where is she going now?" It's like, where is this person going? Where is this sister of mine going now? Okay. I forget that she's in the US, she's born and brought up there. So it's like that kind of a protective feeling I had.
No, I went hiking. That was the day we were going hiking in Joshua Park, and he's my buddy. I've known him for 20
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
It's a very good friend of mine. It's like 20 years of friendship. Somebody who has seen me through my
Okay.
ups and downs, and they've seen me, I've seen them, and they still think I'm cool, and I think they're cool. So we just like always, and they have their own channel, and they are doing their awareness in their ways, and we both always bounce off ideas, and we're like, okay, let's do something. Like we both are
Yeah.
frustrated, we're like, okay, there's a lot of social issues we feel like we need to talk about, let's talk about it, so we do that. So it's
Yeah.
just social
Perfect.
awareness.
So you were driving and you were talking, but I couldn't catch on because I've joined midway, and it was I kind of that video was playing, so I didn't know what exactly was going on. So yeah,
Yeah, it was about
and I
our
hadn't.
coming out journeys and our culture and that subject. Something I will bring that subject again once I regroup myself a better way. I will.
So as far as the COVID situation, I'm also a part of a COVID resource group where we are giving food to people. There are so many bachelors who are staying away from their families. And so there's this one person here who kind of just asked for numbers who were people of living in various localities of this place where I stay. So the moment I get a call, whatever is cooked at home, whether it's roti, whatever, you just go and hang it at the gate, or you get the Swiggy people to deliver, you know, the regular items also like bread, milk. Like at one point, I was managing 10 COVID people, getting medicines from them, the mundane stuff that you take it for granted. But if all four people in the house are sick, what do they eat? And it's not that somebody is telling you to do, it's something that you yourself feel that you need to do. So that was very satisfying to be able to reach out to people, and I think it gave a huge sense of satisfaction that okay, um, I also feel that there is a very unusual connect which has come amongst people during COVID. Your blood relatives are not near you, but families have gotten created. you know they're like your friends, your neighbors. There's a chain which has happened. I do not know
Chosen
if any
family.
of you have yes, any of you have experienced that, but I definitely have. So it's very satisfying, and it's okay. Eh, Even in COVID times we were able to help people the way, or get help from people the way we would. It was just that the means and the ways were different. So if you really want to get down to something, I think it is possible. It is very possible. And anything else?
I Garidi, how are you feeling? I think you were feeling a little low. Are you okay?
Um, Actually, it's been a month. I've not sat in one place for more than 20 minutes. So it's kind of a little discomfort, you know. But I have to get used to it, right? I can't be sleeping my way life. Wait, पूरी जिंदगी सोते रहो. I can't do that. The way doctor said after my infection had reduced, Gauri, have a practice of sitting on your bed at least 2 hours before your lunch and 2 hours after your lunch. And then he said, slowly, walk 100 steps, 200 steps. Today I walked 5,000 steps in the morning and in the evening. So I walked 10,000 steps in the house. I have to do that. He said your brain will forget how to do things normally. So I have to get back to life now. Even if it's at home, I have to take my body back. So I'm
So why is
just trying
Gauri
to stretch
low?
my.
I don't.
I am a COVID survivor. I'm just recovering from it
Oh,
now. I'm just recovering. I'm in my what you can say is probation period where this is the time when I'm more sensitive to the infection. वापस आ सकता है उसके साइड इफेक्ट्स भी दिख सकते हैं because my immunity is not very great right now. So
yes,
another
yes, definitely.
month is crucial for me. I should not suffer with cold, cough, any of those.
Yeah,
Even even if I sneeze, मेरे को डर लगता है. The climate is
yeah.
changing. From monsoon to summers to monsoons. Today we had pre-monsoon showers in Mumbai. I'm scared tomorrow morning I may just have a little bit of a running nose. I'm already scared. But then doctor says it's okay, it's normal. As far as once you get up and start doing your things get normal, don't worry. I can't allow the runny nose throughout the day. So then it could be a worry.
And
So
I think Gauri, you will also with each passing day, and I have seen like 10 people around me, family, and every day just becomes better, and every day will become better. You like next Sunday maybe you will be so much more better than what you are today. You just have to keep a positive
see,
frame of mind, and
um,
that 6 minute walk that they are advising here, that 6 minute walk test with the oximeters, what we were trained here by doctors in the family, must do that like 2 to 3 times a day.
I do that. I do that.
I hope
And
do you know about that?
basically, yes. That I've reached 5,000 steps a day. From two
Wow,
minutes,
wow,
6 minutes.
wow,
Yes,
wow.
yes, yes. I have to, by the end
Yeah.
of 30 days, I have to walk 10,000 steps at a stretch. That
Yes,
has to
yes,
be the
very good.
capacity of your lungs. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
अभी क्या होता
And are
है?
you
I
doing the
walk somewhere.
spirometer also?
Spirometer. What's
The
that?
the 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 one which they are giving here,
You
it's that where you have to
you
push
blow
the
that.
balls up. Yeah, yeah.
It
Spirometer.
it
It
strengthens your lungs, the lung
lungs.
capacity.
Yeah.
No. I am doing pranayam and I have started doing Surya Namaskar every day. I started
Oh,
with
good,
one.
good, very
I
good.
have yes, I have reached seven. At the end of seventh, I crashed out. Udari mat pe for 15 minutes I sleep. But doctor is very specific with the supplements I eat and the food that I put inside will play a very important role in the long run. So
Yeah.
I am very
The your
careful with that.
diet and yeah, your diet
It's
and
been
yeah. It'll be
been taken.
okay with the pranayam and the spirometer, especially if the you have to push the balls up and the balls down. It's it's a very good exercise. It's we've
Yeah,
had a
even
few
it is.
losses in the family, but
My dad was before he had passed. The during his last days, he was told a lot to do it, but because of his breathing, he was having difficulty. But um, I think like when you
yeah,
have a breathing issue, it's really hard. to go through those that technique to breathe, but it's a good practice to do it. Um,
Yeah.
but that's the only
I
that's
heard
my
about your dad in the September or to October of 2020, right?
yes. Yes,
Hmm.
September. Yeah. So that's my only
Hmm.
experience with that method of the breathing exercise, because I had to stand with him and have him do it, because he would always try to do one or two breaths and leave it, and he's like, "That's it, I'm done," and I would be like, "No, you have to do it." Like, like discipline my father at that time, but that's how I knew that how that machine is so important now with COVID. Also, like it just became more aware
Yeah.
to me.
So this yoga guru, my father-in-law is a COVID survivor. He was in the ICU for 21 days with the cytokine storm, which had already set in. So that was so we this yoga person taught us the Shambhavi Kriya, and you know, and that's a very simple thing. I'm sure you know that you have to raise your arms and just breathe out and breathe in. So every day, like a little kindergarten, he used to say क्यों तंग कर रहे हो and all that. So नहीं पापा करिए करिए हाथ ऊपर करिए डाउन करिए. He says देखो ये बच्चे मुझे तंग कर रहे हैं. We said no no करिए करिए करिए. Today after about 4 months, he is so much better, and I still video chat with him because I'm not allowed to go there. He's with he's staying separately, and but I think Shambhavi Kriya also helped a lot. So we just share this for sharing this information for whoever can benefit from whatever they can do. So
Can I make a very
that's
controversial statement here, Karuna di? थोड़ा controversial बात
yes.
करूँ. Yes, last few days, I don't know when, I just scanned through that. I am a very big fan of Ramdev Baba. Yes, he is like my I idolize him, from a yoga guru to a businessman, and he rocked the world out. Yes, so I believe, I genuinely believe that we as Indians, it's high time we should go back to our roots. We have Ayurveda,
Yes.
we have yoga, where I survived all this only with home remedies. My doctor sent me some jadi booty kind of a thing, because I take Ayurvedic medicines, and he did tell me some yogas, which breathing exercises, normal exercises, which actually help me keep my body and mind flexible. Stiffening is one of the very big problems in COVID, and I have not taken a single allopathic medicine. So I
Very
believe
good.
what Ramdev Baba says is, सुनो उसकी बात experiment तो करके देखो यार. We
It's
don't, all pharmaceuticals, we at least 80% of
yeah,
pharmaceutical revenue will be diverted to the desi medicine.
it's mind over
Absolutely.
matter, mind over matter to teach. I was
and
sharing.
no and no side effects.
Yeah,
Ayurveda doesn't have any side
any
effects
side
on your body.
effects. We should talk about that also. Then maybe.
So we have been doing the haldi thing. I don't know how many of y'all are doing that, but the whole family has haldi and milk every day, and we have vitamins. Sorry, Prash every day, and my children initially were like, "What, mom? What is this? And what is wrong with you?" and all. But I said, "नहीं, ये तो करना है. Like we have nani in the house, so you can't just so." So there, I've laid
AJ,
it out in the morning. Yeah,
AJ, don't stop that, because हल्दी वाला दूध मेरे को कभी पसंद नहीं था, और मेरे को बचपन से,
same.
my mom used to do this and pour it in my throat even today. But my doctor said, because I've been doing this through the COVID very religiously, um, it protected my respiratory tract. Even if I was
Yeah,
infected, the virus could not affect my respiratory tract. It was well protected, it
absolutely.
was well strengthened. Yes. So अभी मेरे को अच्छा लगने लगा है हल्दी वाला दूध. I wouldn't mind having हल्दी दूध की parties at night.
And
But
I started with haldi water. Sorry, Gauri, I cut that. Uh, I somehow cannot digest haldi and milk together. So I started having haldi in warm water with, definitely, if you know, with a bit pinch of pepper, because the curcumin doesn't get absorbed without the pepper in it. And I have researched this like in big way. So when I fell sick in November of 2019, I actually had chikungunya, and a very bad case of chikungunya, where I couldn't even turn from the bed. Like it took me 3 to 4 months to go to the washroom unassisted. So that is the time I started the haldi and the salt thing. Usme salt bhi hai, that dry ginger powder,
Toddler,
and in a
dry
glass
ginger
of warm
powder.
water. Yeah. Yeah. And with a little bit of pinch of pepper in that, and just a tad bit of honey. And since I started that, and I started all these allopathic medicines, they messed my system up completely. I have stretch marks on my knees. They were that swollen. Now that they are back to their own this thing. And then I said, dude, this you cannot keep doing this. You have to get back to your natural, what you're eating, your lifestyle, you know. So I gradually, very slowly faded out. And I'm not against anything or for anything. I just tailor made something that was suiting me, and then the jaggery, instead of sugar, I started having good and milk, jaggery powder and milk. And vitamin C is amla, murabba, or chawanprash, whatever. And we are still continuing with that. And obviously cold water is out. They don't drink, children don't drink the hot water, but okay, room temperature is good enough. As Madhuji was saying that you have to kind of, when the children have to get well, you have to give them when they are small, you have to get them vaccinations for them to feel better. So that pain has to be, you know, they have to bear that pain for them to get better. So I think diet is playing a very important role in your immunity. So I don't know if all of y'all are having haldi and all this, but um, it has hugely helped my joints. Like like this, my finger, this hand wouldn't work at all. This hand, but today it's, and the more I went to the doctor, the more steroids they gave. So it's a happy situation now. It's a very good situation now. God's grace.
Everything
Um,
that our Indian forefathers told
Yeah.
was right. Was right. The more I
Yes.
spent
Absolutely.
day as a human being on this planet, I realized that they were the scientists, economists, self-reliant souls, whatever, in uh, everything, managing kingdoms, what you call Chanakya Niti, all these Ayurvedas, they knew everything. Where was all that knowledge lost? Why didn't we value it? What are we doing? Why have we degraded ourselves to this point? And what this always think, I mean, people can say, what is this stupid woman talking? Does she even know what a terrible disease
Mm,
it is? But
yeah.
always think that there is something very, very um, spiritual about this disease. In the sense, whoever I've talked to, there was one lady who was known to all of them. I won't take a name. She was telling that for 15 days she was just crying non-stop. She had no understanding of why there were so many tears coming out of her eyes. What was it? This disease taps you emotionally. Even Gauri knows that. It taps you emotionally. It वो in Hindi they say झंझोड़ के रखता है. It turns you
Right.
inside
Right.
and out.
Right.
It is not just the physical thing. It is not just the physical thing. झंझोड़ के रखता है. And that's why I called it God's tough love. You're forced to sit
Mm,
and think because we would have never thought like this. If we are not doing work, we are caught in a traffic jam, driving our cars, or sitting in a taxi. You know what I mean?
mm,
We
yeah.
are caught in traffic. We don't have time. We don't have time to even look at the other person. And by look here, I mean look as in look. Not just those fleeting looks you give and those fleeting duties you do. Not that way. We don't know when our children have grown up and moved out, got married. Nothing we know. We don't know anything. All we are bothered about is getting the highest medical insurance in our old age, so we are comfortable when ailments strike us. We don't know anything else. And what COVID showed was this, that we don't know anything. And one more thing, when I say no, I look at it from a spiritual angle. Man proposes and God disposes. That is what COVID
Disposes.
taught us. We had so many future plans. This we'll do, that we'll
Absolutely.
do. We had booked plane tickets to go here, and then we'll have this vacation in May when the kids get their holidays, and there we'll go, and then do this duty visit to our parents, and then we'll do this. No, and my in-laws are coming in June. No, no, nothing of that sort. Man proposes, God disposes. This is what COVID taught us. And
Very true,
yeah,
Madhuri.
yeah, yeah. And I look at it only and
Absolutely.
only from a spiritual angle. Only and I'm telling you, Gauri has been a very um good survivor of COVID in a sense, very brave lady. What I'll tell you again, Gauri's case. Okay, in Marathi there is a saint called Dhaneshwar. Okay, patron saint of Maharashtra he is, and he has written one beautiful composition called the Hari Path. Okay, 28 verses, and which he has said Sankatache vedi Hari Taya Sambhali Antarbhaya. Means what? In real times of difficulty, everybody leaves, only Hari is there. Hari means God here. Okay, it is true in Gauri's case, isn't it? Isn't it true? She's alone. Her own family has left. She has a family and yet no family.
She
See
has
the
left the
see
world.
the position God put her in. See the closet that God made. That she has family, but yet she's alone. This is what COVID teaches. You are alone with yourself, through which this
Wha-
body projected. The self
Value
projected
of
this
family
body.
also.
Yeah. And you thought this body is the real thing. No. Introspect yourself and find answers to life. And make the world a better place. Because we made world hell. We made world hell. We were on this, I repeat again,
Yes.
egoistic rampage. Okay?
Very
And
true. Very
we all contribute, not just the world leaders. Okay, we can't just sit and make discussions on how the world leaders are doing this policy and how this new world order is coming about. No, no, we all contributed to it. We all contributed to it. Anybody else can talk?
Consumerism.
I also
Yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead, AJG,
Go ahead.
please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think we, as Madhuji is saying, that all these plans that we made, that okay, we'll go here, we'll go there. I think COVID has taught us to, at least we have all learned that okay, it's today and it's now. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So you have to be present in the now. Okay, learn from the past and live in the present. And okay, if the future is good, then that's great. I realize the value of the now actually during this time. Like, it was easy string of words coming, oh, all the cliched words which sound, you should live in the present, but there's the best gift to give to yourself is the present. But actually applying it to your entire life, actually living in the now. I do not know what I'm going to hear tomorrow morning, because I've been hearing horrible things. So I just want to enjoy whatever I'm doing now, whether it's cooking or whether it's watering my plants or whether it's talking to you people, whatever, seeing everybody, and God actually disposed of all our plans. We were running too fast.
True.
Exactly. Like I would say that, you know when I call up to India, instead of cribbing that the maid servants cannot come because of COVID and I have to do the dishes and utensils all by myself, be glad that you're standing at the sink and doing it.
Exactly.
Enjoy it.
Exactly.
Enjoy the running water.
Exactly.
Enjoy doing the dishes. Enjoy cooking the meals for your family. Enjoy if you have started a tiffin service because your white collar job has suddenly shut down. Enjoy that. Enjoy
Yeah.
sending those tiffins. There's nothing demeaning about it. There's nothing demeaning
No, no,
about it.
nothing.
There is nothing demeaning about being alive. It is the greatest gift. You know what I mean? Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Narendra Modi
Yes.
ji himself. He sold chai, today is the prime minister, but he's the thorough yogi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thorough yogi.
Mm.
That is what every human being should be. And that's why I say, what were we exactly doing? What were we exactly doing buying all those gadgets and running around in this mad race? Stand back and think.
And so many clothes. Oh my God, this kurta and that kurta. We are all roaming around in capris and t-shirts and sneakers at home. Just to, we do dress up and all, but it's like the ironing guys are not coming. I mean, India, we are so used to getting the dhobi at home and all that. वो सब everything is so nicely stacked in the cupboard. You just have your four t-shirt and your jeans out, and that's it. You shower, you wear that, and you get on with it. It's like ठीक है रखा है kurta. Oh, nice. I bought it last year. Let's see when I wear it. You know.
And look at it this
So
way. Look at it this way. People who I used to see this, okay? People who go out for jogs, for morning walks, or walks with their dogs, putting
hmm,
earbuds and listening to music while jogging. You know what I mean? Not one of them is enjoying
yeah.
nature, or just enjoying the
Mm,
free nature, the wind on the face, just enjoying taking that animal and feeling the
mm,
happiness of the animal when it's toddling near you. All these things have gone. You're putting fake
yeah.
things in your ear and listening to something fake. And this was nature's way of grounding us and telling us to look at the reality. Why will nature not take offense if we don't value her? It stopped us going out. It stopped us going
Yeah.
out. We took her for granted. We took her way for granted. We never appreciated nature when we were okay, when we were not wearing masks. We never appreciated her.
Can I
So
come in?
I had the windows. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll start again. Go ahead.
So I had the windows open this time, and the mango season is coming. And for after such a long time, I heard the koels today. The whole day, the cuckooing of the koels was going on, and it was like I was born and brought up in the hills. So for me, it was like a deja vu that okay, the mango season was coming, so I used to always be very melancholic about it. That you know, okay, winters are going, love the winters, summers are coming, don't like the summers, but love the mangoes. So there was something to look forward to it. So so I heard the koels today the whole day. It was the most beautiful song that I heard today. Yeah, Parul, I'm sorry I kind of
No,
cut
no,
you.
that's okay. That's absolutely fine. The two things I want to talk about, you said something, and Madhuji, she also said something. So the one thing you said, it's time for learning and unlearning. So
Yeah.
learning the new stuff and unlearning the pattern that we started living in. So learning,
Yes.
going back to our roots, going back to
Yeah.
our roots and learning the same things. We all had learned. So we all had
Yeah.
learned those things, but over the time, there were just layers that keep coming on top of it, right? And we stop
Yeah.
learning these things. So you unlearn those layers, so you get back to the same layer which God gave you when He gave you the birth. So I believe in that every person who comes on earth has every ability, everything they can do, but they just start learning the pattern of the world. One second, I'll go on mute. One second.
Nice. Human behavior and the psychology is unlearning is a fresh learning is so much easier. Unlearning and relearning is so much more difficult because you have to rewire your entire brain mapping. It's so this is a challenge too, and I mean we have to rise to that occasion. It is the demand of the
AJ,
time.
it's easier if you go back and do your dhyan or meditation, or you start seeing the whole life in front of you, what patterns you have learned, what patterns you have to unlearn. So this is the
Yeah.
time you can spend on that. Second part, I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about, man produce, what was Madhuji saying, and, man propose and God dispose. So I believe in God. It's not that I don't believe in God, but I also believe in the energies. I believe in the universe. We all are a little molecule in this, world, like in this universe. Kuch bhi nahi hai hum. And if you see, we all are energy and we connect as energies, right? We are
Hmm.
nothing and we have this whole big ego. You know how Madhudi said that ego rampage? If you see in bigger scheme of the life perspective, what are we? Nothing. Nothing. So this
Yeah.
nature, this time, it showed us that you are nothing. You had all these plans, all planned for yourself. We're gonna do this. People's careers gone on the halt. Schools are off. Kids are not learning, or we go and we plan all our life. We have to do this. This year I will do this. Next year I will do this. We are all on
Yeah.
halt because
Yeah.
it is time to show us you don't matter. Those plans doesn't matter, and this is what
Yeah.
matters. And we are nothing in front of the universe. We are nothing in front of God. So, and
Yeah.
we stupidly we think that we are some kind of personality. We are this, and we have this huge ego, and we fight with each other, and we want to show each other what kind of people we are and what kind of power we have. You are nothing, like not even an ant in the universe. We are a little
Yeah.
molecule. Photon that we see, it's that little part of the universe. And we
Yeah.
build up all these huge egos. So this was the time to show us that human, you're nothing. You are here, you are sent for a purpose. Use your time wisely, love each other,
Yeah.
and just, that's what you are sent for. Your plans are nothing.
And and I think spread positive vibes and just give love and be happy. And I think your energy, it is infectious. People do take energy flows from positive to negative. Whoever needs it, just give it. And
You attract what you are. Any positive. If you
yeah.
are positive, you
Yeah.
are going to attract positive. If you are negative, you are going to attract negative, because at the end of the day, again, we
Negative.
say you are energies. People like to say you are souls, or bodies. We are not body. We are just an energy. In if you follow metaphysics, or if you follow quantum physics, we are a wavelength. In this whole universe, we are
Yes.
just the wavelength. We are energy. So, and if you understand how quantum physics work, that's how we attract people in our life. Same,
Yeah.
the patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on mute, and whoever wants to add in topic. Yeah.
See, see, I'll just add a little to what Parul said. You can call that Shakti God, you can call it energy, the universe, consciousness. Many non-dualists call it pure consciousness, awareness. You can call it with a multi, the divine spirit, Holy Spirit. Okay, you can say it by many names, but you got a gist of what I'm saying. Everything comes from it, and everything goes back in it. And we decide as we are specks. We can't decide anything. Man proposes and God disposes. This is what I was trying to say all along. How everybody comprehends it is different. It's according to their conditioning, their intellectual capacity, the name they prefer, the name they are comfortable with. That is okay. Okay? But this is the truth, ultimate truth. Today, doctors, scientists don't know anything about COVID. How many mutants will be there? How many variations will be there? Will this vaccine really work? Does a new
Yes.
variation time will require a new vaccine? They don't know anything. And this is the ultimate truth of human life, that we don't know anything. We are not progressing with gadgets and demeaning our old forefathers saying wo zamana gaya. No, 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 no. They knew something much more than us. You know,
Um,
Gauri
I
has
would
got
like to add
become
here.
better
I would
uh,
I would
because of
like to
Ayurveda.
add.
See, because of Ayurveda, she took no allopathic treatment. In 9 days, she was COVID free. She has tremendous weakness now, and she knew exactly how to steam to keep the respiratory tract clean, because there is where you really get hospitalized and you need those oxygen concentrators. She knew that, you know. That's why this sitting at home, this isolation, is in a way very good for us, because it is elevating us, although we don't know anything about it. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack by people watching this live who may not be on this live, who may say this lady never got COVID herself. It is so easy to say all these spiritual things when you are not sick yourself. No? And I won't blame them a bit for saying that, because physical pain takes you to that point. I know that you don't like.
Madhudi, I would like to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but more than pain in Corona, it is the fear, and
Yes,
it's the
Yeah.
fear of death. Yes,
again an emotion. Fear is also what? Emotion.
it's a very strong
That
Emotion.
is what I'm
emotion.
saying. This disease is related to emotion. What did her Ayurvedic doctor tell her? Do not fear. Fear is the enemy. Okay? Again, it's a emotion. What was that woman who was crying about? Didn't know what she was crying about. Layers and layers of, I don't know what kind of guilt, things suppressed in the subconscious that just came out. It tapped her. That is what I'm saying. There's something very emotional about this whole COVID scenario. And it's a divine emotion. I just don't know how to express it. It's only something that I'm experiencing.
Yes, Parul, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to add a point because when Madhudi said that, I don't know if someone is hearing me and they won't agree with me or whatever. So one thing we need to unlearn that pattern also, that what other person will think about us. That so this mentality of अरे वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेगा अरे सोचने दो, like this is the one thing that we need to learn, that no one owes anyone, or
Yeah.
you don't owe anyone, and you don't have to give clarification why you think that way. No, that is the another pattern that we need to get rid of. Do what makes you happy, do what you think that this is right for you. That's part of your truth, that part of your life. Don't think what they will think about me or whatever. I This is something I am really trying myself to, that that's
Parul, we come from a culture where our generations have been saying this. It's been installed in
that's
our
why I said
DNA.
pattern.
लोग लोग क्या बोलेंगे?
Yeah,
क्या काय बोलती? लोगों को पता चला तो अच्छा,
that's the
लोग क्या
pattern I'm
बोलेंगे
trying to
इनसे?
say. We have to
लोग क्या
get rid of
बोलेंगे
it.
इनसे?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So that's why I chose the word pattern, because tuning, we have been tuned in that think about people first. What will they say? In the bigger scheme of life, I still said we are molecules. Why we are so worried about what people say about us? What are they going to do for us regardless? Like,
Not,
it's
nothing.
you have to do everything for yourself at the end of the day. It's your race, it's your journey, it's your life. So I'm trying to learn it myself, I'm trying to following it myself. And that's coming back to the same point I was telling Karna, we are so opposite. I don't think I'm a very people person, because I'm the same thing, because I'm trying to go into a different frequency where I don't have to deal with these kind of patterns.
I agree, Parul, and I also fall in the same category. Like, uh, if you want to express yourself, just be genuine about it, and don't worry of what others are, how they are going to take it, because at the end you are trying to bring it out in such a way that that your experience might add a value in their life. It's not like you're trying to damage anything or bring put in negativity. But so it's I agree with you. So there's no need to worry of what others will think of, you know uh, as long as your thoughts, your intentions are very clean, and um, to help the other person, that will impact positively. That's what I feel.
Can I say something on this? I'll take the privilege at home being the youngest. I I was always told, अरे तू ऐसा करिए लोग क्या बोलेंगे. Look at the other kids in the family. They're doing so well. Academically इतना कर अच्छा कर रहा है. What are you doing? थोड़ा पढ़ेगी तो your scores will be good. I'm like, what will I do with my scores? Admission in a better college and a better college and better college. If dancing gives me happiness, if singing gives me happiness, अगर दोस्तों के साथ बड़बड़ करना gives me happiness, nobody can stop me. किसी का क्या जाता है? I eat what my parents give me. I wear what my parents give me, and I they send me to school, so I study. I make sure I clear my every class. Yes, the only complaint they always had is you don't study. You don't behave like the kids they are expected to behave. अरे नहीं करना behave. But I can vouch on this. Nobody ever said that Gauri is a misbehaved child. Then I can behave the way I want to. Yes, मेरी मम्मी को कभी सुनना नहीं पड़ा कि बेटी को कैसे बड़ा किया है. So मैं कुछ भी करूँ. I don't want good scores. I want trophies. I want people. I always told this to my father. He said, "जा तेरे को जो करना है कर." He only said,
Hmm.
"Clear every class." तो बाकी कुछ भी कर, clear every class. Yes, तेरे को ट्रॉफीज लानी तो ट्रॉफीज लेके आ. तेरे को दोस्त बनाने तो दोस्त बना. तेरे को they never stop me from doing anything. But I also realize it today that not every Gauri is so lucky. Not every Gauri is so lucky. So my effort would be going further in life, at least make sure people in my environment, my surroundings, my location, I put that effort where they get to do, at least attempt to achieve the things they want to. Yes.
Gauri, I would like to add to this is my father passed a couple of years back, many years back, like, and I was so and exactly like you, my father, we've never had these rules, with my parents that they always gave us a choice to make a choice. Like we, it was a very simple equation that you make the choice, you face the consequences, and you reap the benefits. Okay, and that was a choice given to us, and the choice also was okay. We are a broad guideline where we'll always be there to cover your back or whatever, but eventually it's very important that children be taught how to make choices. And I think during these times I have actually been able to implement that learning which took place so many years back, because you plan for your kids. Okay, now school is over, now college. Okay, where to college, whether to the US or to the UK, apply for universities, do this, do that. Nothing's happening. And that was the time to actually realize the meaning of the word choice and to actually put it into effect that okay, this is, they need to do what they need to do. You do you and I do me. And had we just been running, it was like okay, school is over, now college is over, what next? So
पढ़ाई पूरी हो गई तो अभी जॉब करो. बोलो.
हाँ, अब जॉब
Earn
करो,
money.
हाँ, अब जॉब करो,
Earn money.
अब तुम यहाँ
Earn
क्यों
money.
नहीं अप्लाई कर रहे हो, वो तुम क्या कर रहे हो? So we all have taken a step back there. At least I have. Because I realized that जब होगा वो time से होगा. It's all designed. It'll unfold when it has to.
Um, the only
I'm
place
just
the only time I surrendered The only time I surrendered is after my 12th class. Sorry. I wanted to do masters in classical dance. I wanted to be the star of Konark Festival. Every teenager has its whims and fancies. But my mom was very, very, very firm. As Madhudi said, tough love. She said, डांस में क्लासिकल डांस में एमए करना है बाद में when you start earning. Abhi, take a degree that will help you fetch your bread and butter on your platter. Wherever you go,
Same.
whatever you do, तू या तू शादी कर मत कर किससे शादी कर. You marry the richest man on this planet. You should be working at least 12 hours a day, and you should be getting your own bread and butter on your platter. दैट शुड बी योर केपेबिलिटी. उसके बाद तू करना, तू एमए कर, पीएचडी कर, तेरे को जो करना है कर. बट ground rules were set, and I don't regret that today. Though after that I didn't pursue my dance, but I don't regret it. I yet don't regret it because there are so many other things I got exposed to. Yes.
I think we have gotten we life has through our growing years and the way the life was running it we were living very compartmentalized lives. This after this after this after this and suddenly all the walls came down and we are like okay, are we can we even take like COVID has happened in the family and I think it's COVID is not happening to a person if you're in a family, it's happening to the family because you are going through the you might not be the main sufferer but you are equally a part of it because there's not much you can do yet you have to be present especially for your parents. So all those walls have come down, those the compartments have maybe gotten bigger or maybe we are being able to look beyond the compartments. I don't know, each one has their own take on that, but there is light at the end of each tunnel and this has happened for some good. This is what I think and there is huge learning in this and everybody's takeaway from this will be very different and everybody will take away what they need to take away from this because that is what is required in their lives and that is the cosmic decision I feel.
100%.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it's
I
Uh,
compartmentalize, if I may share, I
yeah.
compartmentalize with the way you shared. For last couple days, I'm introspecting my 20s, how I was in my 20s, my behavior about life, like when you're in your 20s, you're thinking about how you want your life to be. When you're thinking about new job after graduation or whatever, college, it's like career. Okay, you're thinking about the future already. You're already chasing the future in your 20s, and it's that pressure of wanting to chase these. It's like a ticking time bomb. So I was actually thinking about it, that thank God this I'm not that person. Thank God I'm not that person. I'm not chasing my future. I'm just like, how can I make my today the best I can make today? So for
Very
me,
nice, very nice.
like that graph of my growth, I've been just like reflecting on a lot of that, and I feel like these are great learning like milestones for me, because where that girl was in her young, when she first came here, I was not born in the States. I was born in Mumbai.
Mhm. Okay.
But I came here when I was 18. And when I go back and I see myself as that girl, I'm like, कितना बदल गई हूँ मैं, लेकिन दिल तो वही है. Like the heart is the heart, but it has just become, like they say, like wine gets better with time. Wisdom comes better with age, and maturity really sinks in with life. For me, when COVID happens and when I lose a family member like my father, it really has been like a 180 or 360 for me, to reflect back on how much have I changed, or has time changed me, or would I want to change the time, or like it's a triangle thought process for me. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm finding that for me is like I have to learn so much for all these gaps of time intervals that life, career pressure, family pressure, wanting to be like a shark in wherever field you are, but and then
Yeah.
maintain a balance of life with family. It's like kitna, how much do we lose and not preserve or conserve, but we just dispose, like Madhuri also said, man disposes unnecessarily also. Like we waste a lot of things, like just from example coffee. Not working from home, you understand the value of how much money we save not buying coffee outside. Just as a basic, so choti choti cheezon say, like trash bags. How often do we keep ourselves hygiene now more? So those collective awareness that we never had in our 20s or 18 years, because we were maybe navigating, trying to fit in the real world, but now we have survived the real world. How do we become real with this world that we want to create? So I don't know. It's a lot of healing for me. That's why I'm in that place. But it's like I want to come in that positive light of like, okay, this all happened. Now what? What now? Where do we go from here? How do we move in a better direction from here? So the next generation is not going to suffer the mistakes of the previous generation, or the use of a lot of things that go waste. So
Please let us.
I think I used to, sorry,
It's okay. Go on.
I was, when the servants were coming and life was the old normal, this is the new normal. One used to get up in this hurry flurry, helter skelter here, there, and everywhere kind of a situation where, you have to plan your day, you have to go for work, you have to go to, you know, the servants are coming, this. You're just running from one thing to the other, trying to run a house, trying to run your life and whatever. And you don't even realize how fast you're running, and then suddenly everything came to a halt. And over the past 1 year, I've realized how much calmer I have become. You get up, you have a little bit of time to yourself, you prioritize more. I thought I was prioritizing at that time, but I really wasn't. It was always there's a huge difference between the urgent and the important. I was always attending to the urgent, and I'm now being able to focus on the important, because I don't want I want my important to be important, and so that then I can attend to the urgent, which is now becoming important. So I might be talking in circles, but in my mind it's very clear. It's like, okay, iska ye karna hai, this is what needs to be done, this is what, like checklist, you know and now it's very clear. Okay, this prioritizing, does this need attention today? Taking a back step. Okay, or can we just, and doing with a little less. We have one whole loaf of bread in the house. We don't need to go buy three more. Kind of, somebody needs brown bread, somebody needs multigrain bread. No, we can all do with one bread. So basically, why? Because we need to be avoiding to be at the supermarket or wherever where the infection, this thing might be more. The chances might be more. So that this 1 year has kind of suddenly got the word priority into focus. So whether that was good or this is good, I do not know, but this is definitely a calmer state. So rise to the occasion, basically. Just rise to the occasion. Adapt. Reinvent, evolution, adapt, rise to the occasion.
I wanted to make sure, because I know Gauridi wanted to leave.
Yeah.
She's feeling exhausted. I just want to check with
Hmm.
her.
Can I just take your leave?
Yes, my
This
dear.
was so
Please
good.
rest.
Yeah.
This
It
is
was
amazing.
Good
fantastic
night, Gauri.
conversation together. Good night,
Sleep well.
everybody. Thank you. Yes, I will. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Gauri. Bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Good
Good
Bye.
night.
night.
Thank you,
Good
Eve.
night.
Bye. Good night. Good night. Good night, Parul.
So, Karuna, this has been a very good discussion. Like, very, very good discussion. I don't think I have seen in any channel or anything people talking about, the positive effects of COVID, or, what we did with this time. I really appreciate you bringing out this topic and, hear us out what we had to say. So, thanks for
No,
that chance.
I thank you. My like, brainstorming is driving me. I was like, okay, what can I talk about? All not negative, but I really want to be in the positive space because that's just who
Mhm.
I am. And I want to bring that to light, that what, you know there's a silver lining in all this, right? So I'm looking at the silver lining and I'm like, where can I focus on the silver lining? And I just know there's not 1% or 2% of power in it, but if I can get half a percent of so, I'm happy. So that's why the idea was like, and then everybody, I pitched in and you guys all agreed. I appreciate that, trusting me. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank
I
you for
think
giving us
it's
the
great.
opportunity.
Thank you very
I think
much.
this should continue with some, as you said, a structured thing where we can, you know, I can just join in whenever there's something coming up. I'm subscribed. I get a notification.
Give me suggestions that you feel, as a give me suggestions that would work best for you, or everybody as a collectively, because I'm open to anything. I'm just doing based on how my energy is, because I don't want to be that. If I'm not feeling, my body is not feeling well, or if I'm not in that headspace, I'm not going to push myself to do. That's why I was doing different things, because I really
Hmm.
was looking to be more. If I want to make an impact, I want to make an impact, even if it's for a little bit. It's okay, but at least it should be impactful. Otherwise, there's no point of me just sharing this time and space and wasting people's time and space, because I put my heart in everything I do. So for me, this is more of like I'm connected to everybody through that. And today you joined us, so that makes me believe that something is right I'm doing, and that means a lot to me. So I really feel you all
Thank you,
empower,
Karuna.
you
Thank.
all empower me.
Uh,
So
Thank
I
you, Karuna, and
this was
you're the chosen one. You're the chosen one to lead this, and you're a good soul.
uh, Karuna.
Karuna gets embarrassed very.
This is so. This thank you, Karuna. This was such a brilliant start, and we are very happy for you. We are always there to participate anytime.
Yeah.
And what I want to leave with is you were just asking, okay, what next, right after the situation? What do we do? So what I feel is like how we have shared our experience and all the positive things that we've um, uh, you know shared here with you on the platform. um, Again, we can talk about the same moving forward. How can we absorb those positive aspects of the situation, and how to implement so that we can bring in that even a small little change in us will definitely make a huge difference for the coming generation, right? If we can add value to them and you know um, educate them and put those thoughts and ethics in our children, to uh, hold on to those roots, the basic values of lives, so that they will also enjoy, uh, maybe not for everything, but at least some part of what we are being so fortunate, right, this generation. So let them have that best of chunk of what we at least we have seen, at least some part, right? So I think we can talk about that. If that's I just wanted to share my thoughts.
I have somebody who's special in this, Madhuji. If Madhuji would like to, she's got so much intense experience to share. So I would let her share that. In,
Which experience?
for example, like for children, for teenagers, when we were having a conversation about हमारे ज़माने में जैसे विक्रम बेताल, Ramayan,
I
and then your experience in how the youth, you wanted to give them a
I
show.
suggest I suggest that since today's life was on the positivity positive inference of COVID, I suggest that we do a live on that topic. We won't include that discussion here because there's so much to say, and already so much time has gone, and maybe people will have to go, and maybe we can inform more people next time. So there's so much because this is such a universal topic. There will be others, many more others who have multiple experiences. I know that for a fact because I'm seeing it all around me.
Yeah,
So
same here.
yeah, we can prepare us. This life was rather impromptu. I mean, it was decided just like that, and amazingly, it became so successful. And most of the successful things or the good things are impromptu. You know, you plan a journey and it never happens, but suddenly you go on an impromptu hike. You know what I mean?
A
So
big success, a
yes,
big success
yeah,
starts with a
yeah.
begins with a,
We will have an
it
entire
starts with a
live on
small
that,
beginning,
on the
small beginning. So yeah.
youth and their problems today, universal problems or problems pertaining to one particular continent. Okay, because of the conditioning of that continent, we can discuss it thoroughly from all angles. Okay, that's what I
I
would
think what
suggest.
Geeta ji was trying to say was a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Yes, and for me, I would only say this: where do we go from here? First thing, what we should learn from this is respect nature. Respect nature and freedom. Do not take it for granted. Go for your jogging
Yeah.
without earphones. Enjoy walking the dog. Enjoy walking on the
Yeah.
streets. Don't plug yourself with electronics all the time. No. Constantly the cell phone held in front of the eyes. Constantly something in the ears. No. It does not make life easier at all. Respect nature. You know. And one more thing but I will tell Parul that later perhaps what she said about the energy levels and which I absolutely concur with. It was simplified and told to human beings as God. One word, okay? Because not everybody could understand it in that same intellectual capacity. That too our forefathers did. They even humanized God so that they connect to that spirit. See how much to what lengths they went to. I mean, it's like a PhD person going to a kindergarten level. That's what they did. And we never revered what they taught us they taught us to respect these things and we never did that. It became so fashionable to say that tumhara zamana gaya, that era has ended, now is the electronic age, and we never stop to think where are we heading. And this is where we headed to: the COVID, the AIDS era, the COVID era. You know what I mean? So this has been a real lesson, a humbling lesson, which took us to a grassroots level. And the only thing first we should do is respect nature. I can understand in cities like Mumbai and all, it is not possible so much. We can respect nature in a different way. My aunt's daughter, my cousin, she stays in smack down um, Girgaon, that is New York City, Manhattan of Mumbai. Okay, the buildings are on the traffic congested roads. Okay, she said because of COVID lockdown, not a vehicle, the birds have started coming back. Those were the birds. The birds have started coming back, and a monkey was spotted in the building. The animals have started returning. She told that. Imagine, and the full day. Otherwise, if you would stand in the balcony, full day the blaring of horns as the congested traffic went by. You know, and the roads were suddenly empty. And she's saying the birds have started returning back. These were her words when I phoned her after many, many months just to inquire what her health was, how her health was. So I would just say respect nature. For people who are staying abroad and who have more space, please do gardening. Do not plug your ears with earphones all the time. Enjoy nature, respect nature. Enjoy the wind, enjoy the breath of air. Show your respect. That's all.
Enjoy every bite you chew and relish the paratha matha dahi and all that you have. Like, enjoy. Karuna laughs. Like, really live. Really, I agree with what Madhuji is saying. We had peacocks come out on the road, and I saw, there was a lunar eclipse, and the moon was looking so beautiful, and I don't really look at the moon that much, but I just kind of was trying. It was the lunar eclipse day before, and it had like a halo around it, and it was so beautiful because I could see the stars after so many years, because there was no pollution, nothing. I could actually see the stars, and I enjoyed that experience. I loved it. So I think it's the little things that we need to lose
Ma-
ourselves into now.
Madhuji's today's whatever you said right now about just enjoying not that, but just about the nature, being able to like feel it, express it, and then what I learned today from Parul and you about the God part, that going back from a PhD level to a kindergarten about the energy. It's like aha moment for me right here today. I learned from you both. So I have to come back and think about it. But see, I learned today from you both on that. So
Great.
we have to talk more on that too, maybe future. But maybe if this time works for everybody, we will keep either Saturday or Sunday a session this time around open, if made possible. But I'm
Yes,
not sure.
sure,
Everybody's convenience is
sure,
important.
surely.
So
And we can
Karuna?
prepare other people who wish to join also much in advance.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This
if
is
if
just
if uh, if it's announced and sent, informed, I think we'll have more participants who can add more value here.
Yes,
no, of course. Value, you guys are like priceless valuables. And I, again, want to thank Vibhud for having such amazing family and connecting people to another good people. I will always be grateful for that. I'm always grateful for Gauri for being such a strong willed person, showing a light to how alone within four walls she has survived COVID, and how she has been able to pull life today with her energy and will, because this girl cannot take a break. She has to take a restroom break every few minutes when we are on the call. We've known her situation, and I really pray for her recovery soon. And I think I would like to wrap up this session soon, if all permit.
yes, yes,
So,
Yes.
yes.
I just want to say a last
Thank you,
thing
Karuna. Thank you, Karuna.
to Karuna, because she said that she learned today, and isn't that the purpose of having these sessions, that we all learn from each other, right? And that's why we want those people coming in share their knowledge, because if I see in front of the experiences Geeta di have, Madhu di have, you have, like every person have their own experiences. They come with the age, and but it's just we learn so much from each other. And I am so happy that we are using this platform to learn from each other, and not just a random kind of rant or something. It's the learning session.
Uh, I'm so happy. One thing I love about all of you is that you all have, like me, zero ego. If I may say, I'm right on that at least. We all love to discuss things in a way that is healthy and respectfully, and I really have always admired that quality on each of you. And I feel that's why I resonate a lot with all of y'all. Um, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Karuna.
Karuna. Thank you,
So we'll
Parul.
all
Thank you very
we'll see you
much.
all soon.
Thank you, Badhuji.
Uh,
Bye,
okay.
Geeta ji.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Ji. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good
Thank
night. Good
you,
night,
Raji.
everyone.
Okay, good
Good
night.
night. Have a nice day.
Good
And we
night.
will sleep
Have
well.
a good weekend. The rest of the
Night.
weekend. Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
And if I may have said anything out of any context, excuse me, but I love my
No.
honesty. I hope you understand.
No, you did
Absolutely.
too.
Absolutely.
It was
So
wonderful.
it's a learning
Okay.
experience. Again, thank you. And I'm
No,
gonna
it was
just end
very
the
nice.
broadcast. I'm just gonna end the broadcast, so I'm not gonna put anybody in any. We all came together. We all leave together. as one. So,
Yes.
Hari Om. Bye.
Yo,
Hari Om.
night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good day,
Hari
Bye.
Om.
Thank you again. Thank you.